How about that one? Can you hear that one now? So that's very frustrating. Could you hear the music before? Could you hear that one in the background? You want to turn the mic down a bit there. Could you hear the music before? Or was it just the mic not coming through? Thank you there, Rain. First one to catch that one. Yeah, okay, I have no idea how it is. That is weird, because the mic and the audio are mixed separately, and it's the same feed going in, but that, for some reason, was magically filtering it out for me. Very weird. And it was spooky music. Was it not this music, XM? Oh, God. God knows, the technical issues. Hold on, are we still getting... I think we're still getting some crackling. Are we still getting that? Yeah, the reason I swapped it over was... the music restarting. I swapped it over because we were getting some slight interference on the line, so I was trying to improve it, but made it worse. How are we there as well? Anyway, who have we got in there? Carl, Harco, good to see you guys in there. It's just the fan. Now, well, I think the fan's blocking it out slightly, the sound. There's just a little bit of static on the line, which is to do with the sound card, so I swapped that one over. But hey, it wouldn't be the same if there wasn't a technical glitch. Just one day I'll tick them all off and we won't have any more technical issues. He says, never going to happen. Who have we got in over on the tubes there? Baseman is in. Scooby, good to see you there. XM as well. Thank you, Scooby, for feeding Alan there. Big 10-4 on the radio check. Thank you, XM there. And Emilio 2 there. RJ, have you seen UFO Hunters UK? Oh, I haven't, RJ. I haven't. I'll have to check those ones out. Thank you for the heads up on that one. And it's weird. Was it the same music, though? I know it's spooky music. Yeah. I don't hear the music now, though. It's a bit quiet now. There we go. Hopefully it's up a little bit there. And where are we down there? Nathan is in the house. How are you doing? Good to see you in tonight. We're waiting for it to get dark enough for us to see the night sky. But hopefully we'll have a good... well, it's going to be clear, so we should have a good night sky for watching. Alan's definitely messing it up, yep. And where are we there? Isn't the radar or ping meter? It isn't. I don't think so. I mean, maybe there's something adding the static in, but I only noticed it after a Windows update, which was forced the other day when we were having all those issues. So I've got a feeling it's Windows being a dick again. Speaking of radar, should we quickly check what is in the local area? Our airspace looks like we have got something down in the south or west, which will be technically visible to us, or potentially visible to us there. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good here. The tracker is trying to... So there's a little bit of wobble coming through for some reason on the image, which I don't know why it's wiggling. It's not windy out there. Very, very weird. So that little wobble is messing up the tracker tonight. So very, very strange indeed there. But as it gets darker, that contrast is going to be better, and therefore... you'll be able to pick up those objects. It's trying to do it now, but it's just a bit faint there, that one. But if you're just joining us, we are doing a live UFO UAP at Skywatch tonight. Coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. Do say hello, let us know where you're watching from. But buckle up, sit down. We are going to be looking out for UFOs and all of those strange things in the night sky. Oh, 26-2, oh crap, there. And Rain there. Oh, a guy has built a miniature desk radar for sale. Oh, Rain, Harco in the chat built us one. He sent it over to us. So I've got that on my desk, so I can see it at a glance. And that's what gave me the idea. It runs basically on very similar code to that one. But they are so cool there. And sure, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from? But I had the exact same thought, Rain. When I saw that, I was like, that is awesome. We need that. You program it to your location. You can change your radius and stuff. So it is very, very cool. Right, where are we over there as well? Virginia there, XM, good as always to have you. How are your skies tonight? And Wimborne Shore, not too far from us over in Dorset. Again, this is a strange part of the country, lots of strange things here. Is Dorset as weird as Wiltshire? Have you ever seen anything strange? So guys, as I say, do say hello, let us know where you're watching from. But also, if you've had an experience of something anomalous, we'd love to hear about that one too. Or especially whilst we're waiting for it to get dark fully, so we can start our spotting. Now, there are a few stars coming out, but that is not a lot in the scheme of things. In fact, let me turn up the brightness a touch. Let's get that a little bit brighter. There we go. That's a bit more contrast. Well, that wiggle is going to really annoy me. I don't know if it's coming out on your screens. I don't think you can really notice it on a smaller screen. But there's a little bit of a wiggle, and it's just setting off the tracker, which is incredibly frustrating. I have no idea why that's coming through, because that's coming straight in from the capture card. I might reset that at some point. And... Not far at all, no, not. Just down the road there. And Adele, how are you doing? We're all good here. Yourself, it's a bit warm though. It's a little bit warmer again today. And Andrew there, it's a mistake to label all the unknown objects as satellites there, and why are they putting tens of thousands of satellites up there, and why are they positioning satellites to reflect sunlight? Well, I think stupidity is the answer to the last one. On that one, definitely, Andrew. I mean, this is the problem with man. You know, it's Icarus flying too far to the sun, close to the sun, isn't it, and getting ourselves burned. You know, it sounds like a good idea, but the law of unintended consequences, not considering the effects, the knock-on effects that these things might have. But why so many satellites? Well, there's a lot of, interesting explanations for those, mostly internet constellations, and to be honest, that does appeal to me, especially with the quality of our rural internet. I would purchase something like that if I could, so that explains it there. But you're right, we can't label them as satellites 100%, but what we can do is say that they are statistically most likely to be a satellite, because with the data that we have down here. Now, something I noticed interesting, Andrew, because your images are really, really cool there. With long exposure, guys, so with video we can't do as long of an exposure, so we can't let in as much light, but Andrew can, doing some still imagery basically, and what Andrew can see is that some of these objects appear to be doing a spiral rather than a straight line, a spiral. Now we can't see that at this sort of distance with the here, but with the tracker we are starting to notice some slight variations in a straight line, what looks like a straight line to the eye. Wait until the tracker kicks in properly there when it gets dark enough, and yeah, we'll notice that actually, yeah, there it appears to be maybe some anomalies. We did have one last night that kind of, its curvature was really, really strange. So, this is the thing. Not everything up there is going to be a man-made object, probably. There's lots of evidence pointing to the fact that, there's some strange stuff up there long before man had things up there. But how can we tell from down here? Marcus, how are you doing there? And extend there, we're getting that Canadian wildfire smoke. Oh, God, that's quite a way down for you guys. And got here in the morning there, but it hangs low, so I should be able to see the sky. Still be able to see the sky, the hill. Oh, my God, didn't realize it had reached that far there. It's done to muddy the water. I don't think it is necessarily. I think, we don't need it. You can just tell the layperson, can't you? It's satellites, and they're just going to assume that. And I think that is what's going on a lot of the time there. People might see a light in the sky and pay it no attention. It's probably a satellite there. But it's an interesting angle. I mean, we cannot say for sure what these things are until we can confirm this with, sort of tracking data, or we can see that movement. That will tell us either which way. But until then, all we do know for sure that we're seeing is an object in low to medium Earth orbit reflecting that sun's light back down to us. It smells like the old house burnt down everywhere around here. Got to think of that, the effect that has on everyone. It always blows my mind when we get those storms from the Sahara, and you can just have Sahara sand sitting in your cars all the way over here in the UK. And Scooby, we had a weird tropical system whip up today in Florida, and it went west instead of east. Oh, I mean, so Florida right on the tropical coast there. You do wonder what's going on, don't you? There is a danger that the more we meddle, but we say with good intentions as well, the more problems we can cause there. And Liberty, how much, what was that for? I can't remember now. And Texas has got 28 inches of rain in 24 hours with a different system going on. I wouldn't be surprised, right? Then we'll play it, pretend it's not a conspiracy theory, but, it's done with the best intentions, with the modern day hysteria around, global warming and stuff like that. Done with the best intentions. They want to try and prevent what they think they know is coming on there, and you just create more problems. Weather is such a complex system, you have to be so incredibly careful there. And A-Up is in the house. Every object that people are calling satellites that I can get in focus are spiraling. I have tens of thousands of them over several years. So I mean, that's an interesting one. I mean, you have got a direct case of evidence there, Andrew. You have got a direct case, but maybe then if it's everything, then that makes me suspicious to look the other way. Maybe it's a more normal course, because I mean, ultimately, why would there be so much up there? Not there couldn't be a reason, but what would the explanation for that one be? Because you wouldn't need that many necessary alien probes or anything like that. Guys, you're just joining us, we're doing our live UFO UAP at Skywatch tonight, coming to live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. So lots of strange things in these skies over the years. Do help us spot and look out for the strange and anomalous tonight. Hopefully it's going to be another good one. The tracker is having a little bit of a sulk today. And O is in there. Oh, it's confirmed. I'm getting the 1.8 parabolic dish. Love it there, O. We want to see some pictures of that. And print there as well. Hey, are you clear skies? So unfair, bro. I want a word with Alan. It was frustrating last night. I was worried they weren't going to be clear. But don't worry. To balance it out, the fairness, there's always a technical issue that we're tackling last minute. There. Where do we get to? Oh, RJ, what if it's a drone? So this is a really, really good point. Now, where the lens is zoomed in, you kind of see those things because drones are much, especially like the publicly available drones, unless you're talking about the American Reaper drones, then again, they don't sit still really. They're still moving more like traditional aircraft but unmanned. They're at the higher altitudes, but again, we can see kind of aircraft there. So the issue is that drones closer down to us there, we can see that sort of the size difference. And again, the majority of the ones out there do have the strobes on there. It doesn't prevent somebody building their own and having it, but there's normally enough variation around there. I'm going to turn the tracker off until it gets a little bit darker, because where the image at the minute is being really, really weird. It's shaking. It's as if the wind's on the camera, but it isn't. So I'm just going to stop the tracker for now until it gets a bit darker. But that little wobble, the slight movement of the stars there, I don't think you can see it on the small screen. Oh, we've got an ISS past now, apparently. Yeah, you don't see it there, but it's setting off the tracker. It's seeing the motion for it tonight. No idea what that is. I'll have to tackle that one. And Cyber Control there, we are watching you. That is, well, exactly, that's what we're all here for. We're watching us do the live stream. Where are you joining us from, Cyber? And Rob, no, you're having a chat there. And where are we? Yeah, we're all caught up there. Where did we get to over there? And I was thinking, if you were streaming tonight, yeah, we're always on. Well, pretty much always on. Always on. And Kate, I've been here like 5 minutes and I haven't even said hello. God, Kate, tut. How will we know that when you are on time? Paul is in the house. How are you doing, Paul? Good to see you. We have a couple of new features again tonight. I'm on a roll with new features. One of them is a refresh of an old feature, and we'll wait until a little bit later on to do that one. But if you've not been in for a couple of days, guys, then remember we have the aircraft radar, give it a second to sulk, telling us if there's anything locally within our airspace. We've got our ISS pass tracker, so if there is one going over, it's saying now, but I think that was just before the stream comes on. It says now for like a window of 10 minutes, so it just gives you time. But it should start counting down soon to its next pass, so hopefully we don't have to miss those in future. Yeah, we've got that, and I will give you... Oh, we got a bright one coming in. We got a bright one. Let's have a look. Is that... Actually, that might be the ISS.
Zoom mode activated.
That might actually be the ISS, because it does seem to be quite big. Might not be, though. But have a look at that one. Let's zoom back out and keep it on the screen. We need to see these objects stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. That tells us for sure that they are something a little bit stranger indeed than just the man-made objects flying around up there. And Paul as well, thank you for gifting the membership. Really appreciate that. It all helps us improve things in the stream there. And Des Dog as well. You got that one. So you'll be able to join us on our next deep dive. I think it'll be next week, probably next Thursday, I'm thinking. Normally on a Friday, but might have to bump it a little bit earlier next Thursday, where we take a look at all of the documents that have been leaked reportedly related to the phenomena, whistleblower accounts and testimony, or all of the official government reports that have been declassified, all the stuff that's referenced about phenomena. And it is, yes, a little bit about UFO homework to join us for those. And Chris there said sparkles. Thank you, Chris, for feeding Alan.
Thanks, guys.
For those ones. The ISS did pass, Doug. Perfect. There we go. My little notification wasn't wrong then. It just has to take a second to restart because it's not too precise there. And my family originates from the Warminster area. Nice to see a UK stream. Thank you there, Maiden. I really love that. This is, I think, the fantastic part about doing these sorts of things now. And the age that we live, where we can be all connected. Not only can we reach people internationally and hear everybody's accounts with the phenomena that you would have otherwise not heard, but we get to hear people like yourself there that's got the history to it. And we've got a few people in our community that actually experienced the phenomena back during its peak, during the 60s and the 70s there. Did your family, have they ever got any stories about anything weird going on in the air? I'd love to hear that one. So thank you for joining us and sharing that one. Ben is in the house, and Ben, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Gift subs, members, all that jazz goes straight back into the stream there. Not just on the tracking software, but the minute we're saving up to take the show on the road to hopefully do a live Skywatch from Rendlesham Forest. There we go. We've got one desk down there. Zoom in on this one.
Zoom mode activated.
Okay, so remember, see these objects here, stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory, so we know that they, for sure, that they are something a little bit less strange. Why is that wobbling tonight? That is incredibly frustrating. I might just quickly... Am I going to muck everything up if I do that? Probably, but let me just take this out. You're going to see a grey screen. I want to see if this fixes it, because that wobbling is pissing me off. So, well, it didn't crash it, but it also didn't fix it. Okay, right. I have to go back to the drawing board with that one. Nothing much really in the UFO files. Not at the minute, RJ. You're right about that. There were a few interesting bits, but not where we were hoping. So if it continues, if there's more and they can improve upon it, then yeah. But it does feel like they are scraping the barrel a bit there. Is it the high humidity causing? Oh, you know what? Maybe it's not something we've seen before, and we would have thought we would have been doing this. We would have noticed it previously, but it is weird. Normally it's quite stable, so maybe something like that. Maybe I am blaming it there. So I have to have an investigate there, Scooby. I think. Thank you for the heads up on the new ideas. Where did we get to over on the TikTok? I know, it's rare I'm on time and everything there. You could just say, oh, you've been in, to cover for you being late there, Kate. Good evening, Ben. And is that 4 H's there? Thank you for the shares. I really appreciate that. All the shares, the likes, the tapping away, all of that jazz does help us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds we get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. Where did it get to? There. And how does it move so fast? Well, that's the question. There's not much friction up there in space, so once you get something up to speed, it's going to stay there most of the time. Paul as well, been away for a while back now. It's always good to see you, Paul. I hope you've been away having lots of fun, and always welcome here. And Universe there, I am now seeing the ISS in Ipswich. I love that one, Universe. So yeah, I think that was the ISS we caught just then. And do we see the same sky from Ipswich to Warminster? So, Universe, I did not know the answer to this till recently, but pretty much, yeah. So it obviously depends on your immediate visibility and stuff like that. But, I mean, when the ISS goes over, when I've been tracking, we can see it in the sky when it's flying over Spain. So if it's directly over Spain and I can still see it on the horizon and some way to go, yeah, I think we do share quite a big bubble of similar space around there. And are there any high winds down here? I don't think so. There wasn't when I was the camera, and we've never had this before. And it's just a subtle, consistent wobble that I'm feeling like it's a video issue. I did change the settings on the camera to try and prevent it from backing out like it has been doing. But it looks like it's introduced something new there, which is a little bit frustrating, so I might have to end up switching it back and just going back to unreliable mode. Eros as well, coming in with the shares, thank you for that. And King Richard, how are you doing tonight? And how do you identify what if it's a UFO? Brilliant one there, Oliver. So we are very limited with what we can say for sure down here on the ground. There is, very little data. We are getting basically that there is something up there reflecting light back down to us here on the ground. The main way that we do it is by its movement. If it stops dead, shoots off at speed, changes its course or trajectory, that tells us for sure that it is something a little bit stranger. So objects like this, take a look at this one, right? So at the minute it's traveling in a straight, steady path at a consistent speed. Now that means, as far as we know, that could be a man-made satellite, and statistically there is probably going to be the case because there are so many of them up there. But it doesn't mean that we're actually right in that assessment. Again, these sorts of things were seen before man had stuff up there in orbit. So what were they? So it could be anything there. But if it stops dead, so it shoots off at speed, changes course or trajectory, then that means it is something highly anomalous. We don't have anywhere near the technology level to be able to do that up there in orbit, so that gives us a slam dunk. It's a lot rarer, but it does happen. Coloration, flashing too, other sorts of clues. You get a little bit of a gut feeling for the different ones the more you do it there. So it's a good question, but yeah, that's why it's a hunt. I'm going to start turning the tracker on, see if it's going to still, yeah, let it have a quick sulk, but I'll see if it's going to identify the movement successfully or if that wobble is going to be too much for it. Yeah, I think it is, because it's a little bit frustrating. One problem, 10 other. Marcus as well, thank you for the gifts, appreciate that. And TikTok is in there, TikTok Ram Raiders, and Alan would test me on what's wouldn't get away with it. Oh yeah, no, it's really struggling at the minute. I'm going to have to do something about that before I can put the tracker on, which is very frustrating. Doing VHS really old school. What camera mods are you on, and are you on the setting for the lens you have is supposed to be its best? Yeah, so it is, the setting is, because it's the age of the camera, apparently this is the first generation of it, and this is where I think there is issues with the HDMI port basically, and it draws a lot of power and just keeps crashing itself if you're trying to watch it in more stable video. So I've cranked down the quality to kind of make sure it's stable and, not trying to send us a higher image, therefore less power draw and all that jazz. But the trade-off is it's fucking wobbling. But I think it's just an old camera. And also, the best setting for my new lens, can use you if you have AC to try. Might need to. I don't know what mounts that I've got for there. That's a nice bright one coming in. Keep your eyes on those. Adjust a few software settings. I've tried resetting it. I've tried all the different ones. It's just, I just need a new bloody camera. Around the edge of the screen, I don't know if you can see that as well. That's kind of spacing out a little bit there. Where are we there? And Marcus and Treasure Box, thank you for that one, Marcus, and for the gift as well on top of that. Paul too, I think I missed those ones as well. Appreciate that, guys. Always back into the stream there. And does the lead get hit near the camera? Oh, hot, sorry. So we've switched over to wireless now because the lead was basically causing a lot of the issues. It's such a long run. And the connection's now more stable, but it still seems to be just drawing. It does not like to output, high enough video. It's been an absolute nightmare. Could be the motor, possibly. I'm going to go out and have a look in a second, I think, and just see if I might change the settings, which would probably mean that it's going to go on and off and on and off again for it, but we'll see how we get on. Oh, where did we get to? Into the chat. Yeah, I don't think it's windy. Parents had one UFO encounter and one ghost encounter there. None for me, unfortunately. If you want to share those stories, we'd love to hear about both of those there. I am still interested in the spooky stuff too. I don't know what's causing the wobbles. Yeah, it's a bit silly at the minute, so I'm going to have to tackle that one. Flasher, good spot in there, Doug. We have got the interactive grid, so I think if the mods, if you do want to press those buttons, if you have two hands, then we can use that one again whilst the tracker is off there. And Living Light there, maybe alongside the daily weather report there will soon be our UFO report. Wouldn't that be cool? And Night of the Triangles in Swansea there. This mass sighting, slow-moving triangular objects across Swansea and southeast Wales occurred in 1983. I actually witnessed this, the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Was it clearly like triangle shapes then? Could you see like the silhouettes with them? Or how did that... Because I've not even heard of this Night of the Triangles. Now, that is pretty cool. Thank you for that one, Rob. And that was a fast one. And Rich is in there, just woke up from time for the show. You fell asleep at 11. You had work, didn't you? But hey, hopefully it's going to be a good night for spotting there. It's all in firmware updates on Windows 11. Oh my God, Windows is just a pain every time. That's what broke our sound earlier. And I've turned off updates, but they keep forcing it. I've said this story before. Windows is ridiculous, and they don't do themselves any favour. But I don't know if they've changed it now, but literally until like the last year or so, if you're in the UK, Heart Radio, Global Radio Network, so it's Heart, Capital, all of those ones. Oh, good use of the grid, guys. Thank you. They basically, until recently, were running Windows. It was the one before XP. They were running those Windows to for all their playout and radio playout systems, because anything newer than that was just so unreliable that they had, I don't know, what would it be, like 20, 30-year-old machines running, national radio networks and all of the ads and all the music playout, because it's just so bloody useless. So I wouldn't be surprised there. In the middle of cooking your noodles. Moving about 5, no worries there. And the firmware update too. So we had one right in the middle of some other stuff, and that buggered our sound card up. So... hold on, let me just mute everything for a second. When I mute everything, could you hear the crackles and stuff like that? Was that still coming through for you guys? I can still see it pinging up on the system. And where are we there? What do you think ET is? What do you think is ET's contact? Is contact imminent there? Ooh. I don't know. I think some sort of more awareness around what is going on. I don't know if the phenomena itself is going to do anything differently, but maybe we're just going to be more aware of whatever the truth is around it. Try to see if you do. MLC, what was that? I'll have to have a look. Thank you, though. Print Farm, might need to pick your brains on that one. Chloe coming in with the follows. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And Print Farm, Lady Danielle, thank you for the gifts. And Feeding Alan,
thanks, guys.
for those ones. Tommy Net switch to Linux. I mean, Windows in 25 years. Personally, I use a Mac, and again, I won't go back after. There's just no excuse for how poor Windows is. But for a lot of the streaming software is just dependent on bloody Windows. So I've had to give in for this one. You can hear the crackle. Yeah, see, that crackle now is coming. It's definitely the sound card on the computer since they did that update. a burning fire a bit. Yeah, luckily the fan covers it up mostly in the music there. Oliver as well, thank you for the follow. And LM there, what app is this? So it's not an app. Well, technically we're using an app to do... Actually, we're not even doing the tracking at the second, are we? But this is our camera in the night sky here live, and we're building our own app to basically do some tracking. If I turn it on, it's going to try... Because the image is wobbling. Right, I'm gonna hand you over quickly to the missus for a bit, and I'm going to see if I can play around with the camera and see if I can just sort that freaking wobble out, because it's a right pain in the ass. Maiden there, yeah. Oh, the ghost story is best there. My parents had a flat in South Woodford in Essex. I was from Essex until I moved here. My dad played a certain record, and an apparition of a woman floated through the kitchen floor. That is phenomenal there. The record, what do you know what the record was? Would you think it was, so it's connected maybe? That is really cool. E.T. saw humans and said, sod that. I mean, I could kind of understand that. Just imagine E.T.'s phone bill. That is a long-distance charge. He did reverse charges. That's why we had the economic crisis in 2008. We just got the bill. And it proceeded to smash up the pots and pans. Oh, my God, in the kitchen there. Reportedly, they had to get the priest in, and it was a local newspaper before I was born. Oh, I'm going to need to look at that one. That is... So not only was there a visual, like just a sighting that it triggered something, it was then interactive in sort of a poltergeist sense. That is a very rare encounter there. Thank you for sharing that one. Where are we in Print Farm as well? There, Kate and Ben coming in with gifts, feeding Alan.
Nom, thanks, guys.
Where did we get to? Remember to thank Marcus for the treasure box when you claim those coins. And you all are. And with updates there, it can default to a lot of your settings. Oh, it did a few, but I can't fix it. I spent all day trying to fix that one. Right, just before I get the misses up and I try and fix this camera, I want to show you something quickly whilst there's not a lot of activity on the screen. But... you guys, if you've been in our stream since the early part, you would have seen this, but if you're new, you haven't. So we won't have it on the screen for long, or even that often, because we want to make sure we're always watching the night sky. And I've got it on a big screen, so I can always see if there is something good to switch back. But especially on the SETI ones, or when it gets a bit quiet, we have the Starship Alan. So all of our Patreon supporters get brought into the Starship, and it gets visualised there, so you can see yourself going about the Starship. Oh, Leanne, if you're in the chat, can you come up for a second? I need your help with the thing. But... there we go. Oh, is it not? Is it? Oh, it is loading. There we go. Look, you can see yourself represented as a little dot, and Alan's on board, flying around the Starship Alan there. And on those long winter nights when there's not much activity, it's quite fun. If you want to be in there, the free version, the free membership on Patreon does do it as well. Gets you on board the Starship, so you don't have to pay. And that way, yeah, you can see yourself on the ship. And we'll bring it up more often, especially on the SETI streams, but not blocking the sky. Where did we get to? Oh, we have slightly upgraded to the Starship. Yeah, you're right there. I've still got another little surprise, which I think you guys are going to be very excited about today. Thank you, Stinky. But I'm going to be messing around with the camera, so it's probably going to go on, off, out, and all sorts of either which way. So, yeah. Thank you.
What do I do?
Oh, that was loud.
What do I do?
Just do your normal stuff. Say hello to everyone.
Hi.
Thank you, darling.
Hold on. She's sitting. Ow. Bloody chair. Right. Hi. I'm a mess today. Hold on. There we go. No. Hold on, my hair's doing a thing. Let me redo my hair. You know, as much as I'm in my mid-30s for a few more months, I've still got the millennial side ponytail. What is it doing today? I'm giving up. You guys are just gonna have to deal with me with crazy hair. I give up. Hi. How is everyone today? What have I been doing today? Today is Friday, so today is chores day. Hi guys. 3 new messages. Do I click that? Okay. We don't spot UFOs nightly. We do have... Well, actually, no, we don't spot definite aliens nightly. But we do see strange and anomalous things almost every night. It is strange. We can't say what they are. We're constantly seeing satellites. You know, if it's a dot and it's going straight across, 9 times out of 10, probably even more than that, 99 times out of 100, it's going to be a satellite of some description. But sometimes we see weird stuff and we don't know what it is. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to discuss. So if you've ever seen anything strange or anomalous in the skies, please tell us your story. We would love to hear it. I'll send you over a list of a few between I am and where you guys are. Excellent. Paranormal ones. Yes, I want to see a lot more. Sorry, I just saw someone was it Barry Kelly who came up in the chat, just joined, and I thought it was Broden Kelly of Auntie Domina fame, and I was like, oh my god, what? But it's not Broden Kelly. I'm still excited to see you, Barry, though. It's still good to see you. But yes, tell us, put it in the Discord, paranormal places, maybe some that people aren't so familiar with, you know, so we can get the stories and find out about them, find out the history, because there's always ones like, I really want to do Bodmin Jail, because Bodmin Jail is now also a hotel, and so you can stay overnight. I don't know how Sam will feel about that. He will not stay overnight in a haunted place. I've tried to get him to do it before, and he refused. We had to also hire a Premier Inn for the night, so we could go there after a few hours. P.S. I also had some gifts for you guys. Here's oh, that's so nice. Okay, I'll look forward to that then. Hold on, my phone is going. Is that? Ooh, oh no! I'm echoing. I do apologise there, guys. Oh, what's it doing? Have I broken it? Oh no, I hit something. I pressed a button. Guys, there we go. Am I still on? Am I still here? Hello? Hi. So Sam is currently playing with the camera, folks, so that's why you can't see anything in the skies. Either that or it has just gone very, very dark. But no, he is currently playing with the camera, which is why you've got me and Alan over here, just hanging out. Just hanging out while we wait for Sam to get back and fix it. It is... Oh. Guess who's back again? It's Sam. It's Sam.
Excuse me.
I wonder if we can get sponsored by Coca-Cola if we show it. That'll be really good because we spend far too much money on Coca-Cola. Ooh, we're back.
And the wobble has gone.
The wobble has gone. He's fixed it.
Oh, but
Either that or he's just referring to me.
that
Whoa.
has... Sorry, guys. Fuck's sake, come on.
What
There
are
we go.
doing? We're getting there, guys. Gosh, it's very warm in here. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, it's very warm.
But yes, I'd love to do Bodmin Jail. I'd love to do Bodmin Jail and stay overnight there. That would be very cool. Or Jamaica Inn. We have been to Jamaica Inn, but only for lunch. But that was still very cool. They have signs up around where you can see, and there were several friendly dogs there, which always brightens my day. I'm not allowed a dog because we've got parrots, and they wouldn't be particularly happy about it. You always see like TikToks and stuff where people are like, look at my parrot and dog getting on and being best friends, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want to risk it, you know.
Probably gonna break it again.
Okay.
So bear with me.
Oh. He's going to go break it again, guys. I'm not sure why. He's got it working. Oh, the tracker's even going. Check that out. See, when the tracker's on, I can't see the dot. Like, if you zoom in, then you can see it. But I like seeing the actual satellite going across the screen. I don't know. Maybe I'm just boring and not understanding the proper purpose of it all. Which is obviously to track them and see what's going on. Ah, he has broken it. He has broken it. I swear it's like Alan Partridge sometimes. See, your mum's dog used to try and eat her bird. See, there's proof right there. Shout to go on the trampoline and see what I can spot tonight. Sounds good. Her bird will perch just out of reach and dance at him. That sounds very parrot-like, I have to admit. Yeah, our parrots tease the chinchillas. So it was really funny, actually. Where we used to, in the flat we lived in first, when we first moved out, my parents, we got the girl chinchillas, Ruby and Sophie, who you've met. And their cage was right next to where we hung our guitars on the wall. And one of my parrots learnt that if she went over to the guitars and went across the strings, it would scare the chinchillas and they'd bounce around. So she would go up and go and then run over to watch the chinchillas and go. She loved it. And then she learned to mimic their alarm calls, which are very sweet. So we'd sometimes go, oh my god, are they having a nightmare? And then you'd see that Brian was just sat on top of the chinchilla cage doing alarm calls at them. Oh, you have guinea pigs. I love guinea pigs. How old are Ruby and Sophie? I think, are Ruby and Sophie 10 now? Or coming up to 10?
Don't know.
We had their birthday, we celebrate their birthday the same as my birthday, roughly.
There we go.
Because they were originally a birthday gift to me. Well, we say that. I said we should get these chinchillas, and Sam said we can't afford to because it's your birthday. I've got to get you birthday presents, and I said that can be my birthday presents. And they hate me. They love Sam. They won't give me cuddles.
They don't love me. They tolerate me.
They tolerate Sam. They don't tolerate me. They get mad at me.
The birds though for you, and they're meant to be mine.
Yeah. No, not all the birds are meant to be yours. Only Teddy was ever meant to be yours. And you used to be his favourite. I'm going to leave you guys with Sam because it is far too hot in here. But it was lovely to see you all. And yeah, speak to you soon.
It's also silly temperature in the bedroom. It's the hottest bit.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know why today. Of all days, sorry guys. Hello, we're back. Oh, there we go. Thank you for taking over. Right, so back again, guys. If you're joining us, we're doing our live UFO, UAP Skywatch tonight. Coming to you live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, and just down the road from Stone Henge. Lots of weird and wonderful things in the night sky over here. So hopefully there's going to be lots of interesting things for us to see. When's the ISS passing over? Again, I can't quite. 62 minutes, 31 seconds, so just over an hour time. We did see it pass over earlier, so hopefully we're going to, have some more interesting things there as well. Not a fan of the quality of this image. It seems to be very, very washed out. I might just see if I can tweak that one as well. But I will, whilst I'm here, guys. Xavier as well, thank you for the follow. How are you getting on there? Where are you joining us from? Guys, if you're new here, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. I will get to your messages, going through one chat at a time. Oi, oi, and Janie as well. Thank you for the gifts. It all goes back into the stream there. And what parrots are they? So we've got a green cheek conure, an Indian ringneck. They're parrots. No, the Indian ringneck's a parakeet. Or is she? Oh, I can never remember now. And then we've got a cockatiel, which is a parakeet. There. How you doing, OGV? Good to see you in the house. Hey, we've got new toys, OGV. And we're sorted now then, kind of. I need to improve the quality a little bit more there. It does look washed out. It definitely is. It's the... He does not like doing this via HDMI. Now, I need a new camera. It's on the list. And Kelly there, I agree with the image. It's a bit pixelated. It's like when you first die, it needs a bit more focus. It basically compresses the video again, which is weird because it shouldn't be doing that. It's not actually as bad on this one. So I'm just going to open up the other one, see if I can tweak this on this one here. It gives me more control over the settings. Running normal mode. See if we can improve that one. Oh, we have new toys. So firstly, V, the tracker is working. There's just nothing on screen at the second. It's working quite well. The second one is we've got the aircraft radar. Let it sulk. And it shows us if there's any local air traffic around. If we do get a sighting, we can see there's nothing up there. Oh, there you go. There's the tracker. Let me just check with this one here. No, wrong one, Sam. Why is that one not... Okay, it's not letting me do that. Okay, maybe I can't do the image for there tonight. I'll have to have another play around and see if we can get those ones. Oh, African gates. The bigger the better. But also, my God, those teeth, or teeth beaks, can get in the way. But, so, and also V, the Starship Allen is back. With a vengeance there. I'm a proper macaw there as well. Like our green cheek, he is like a macaw, but much, much smaller. Watching the lives for so long, it's been amazing to see how you've upgraded. And the technical issues, Gelly, but thank you for saying that. And then we're all back to square one with some of these things. So Starship Alan is back as well. So guys, that's what that one looks like. You can see yourself. It brings in our Patreon members, even the free tier. You can see yourself aboard the Starship, and we normally do that on those nights where it's a little bit slower. But where we've got a good sky, we won't have that one up particularly too much. Where are we over on the tubes? Where did we get to with you guys? It was leaving the bedroom with several people. What's that one for, Doug? And Emilio, he's saying hello to Leanne there. And why not an infrared camera or night vision? TRV, good question. We have a set of night vision, but the problem is you've got to get really expensive. So to get it, and even then they don't actually export video that well. So I've not seen people do it where it's far too pixelated and things like that. This camera can do the infrared and ultraviolet part of the light spectrum, but it does need to be modified. So it's on our to-do list, but things keep breaking and taking the budget for it there. 5 and so exactly. And was that A up there? I was on a call there, thought Sam had been abducted. We'll watch the viewers drop now. I'm back on the screen there. And Richard, I did a ghost hunt at... is it Police Teg House on Mould Road years ago at the same place Most Haunted did. I wish Derek had been there to spice it up a bit. What an amazing place though. I would love to get out and do a few more of them, especially with the hours that I keep there. Yes, an EVA there, Peter, for us there. I hate having to run down those stairs. And found you a good few days ago, and already can't wait to see more upgrades in the future. Already epic. Thank you, Super Panic. I really do appreciate that. It's incredibly frustrating when we do all the work, get all the new features in, and then one bit of the old technology that was working decides to then not for no apparent reason. We'll get there. We'll get there one day. And animals perceive elemental and higher beings and are entertained by these entities, which are invisible to humans. If your dog growls for no apparent reason at some point, and it probably sees something, well, they can, at the very least, can't they, see more of the light spectrum? They can hear different sound frequencies as well. So again, just because we can't perceive it with our senses do not give us objective reality. You know, oh, there you go. There's the tracker kicking in. Oh, it's a bit faint tonight. Let me change the settings. Down here, it goes that way? There we go. I didn't have the settings right on the tracker, guys, sorry. So there you go. It's now trying to track a few more of those objects. The fainter ones, the better. But yeah, we don't see objective reality. We didn't have the sensors there. We didn't need to. Evolution decided not enough things killed us to warrant having those sensors. So yeah, there's a lot more going on there. Super experiences. Oh my god, it really, really is. That's the main problem with doing the infrared upgrade. It was the first one we wanted to do, but it was also one of the most expensive. So that's kind of always just fell to the sides there. A new camera incoming. Liberty, I might need to get a new lens because I was looking and apparently they don't do the adapters around that way for E-mount lenses, but it won't be a big hurdle. We'll figure it out. So that's very exciting. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm trying to teach myself that. There we go. Look at the screen now lighting up with all of that movement. So we will get there eventually. And they've discovered an exoplanet 49 light years away there. The BBC told you. Well, then it's got to be true, Jolly. Apparently there's lots of exoplanets now. I think it's 6,000 or so we've discovered, and we've only just started to have the technology to look. Now this one here is going to go red because it got the tracking slightly wrong there, and over time it's going to get further and further away, and then the system will think it's anomalous, because what it's designed to do is, you see that it identifies the object with a target symbol. It draws the line of its predicted path, and then it uses that path that it's been to go, right, if that's a satellite, it's going to travel in a straight line. There's the path in front of it. I think it's got it slightly wrong. It's off at an angle there. And then if it follows that path along, it's going to go green and stay green. Therefore, it's just acting as expected. It's probably just a man-made satellite, or at the very least, it's not giving us information to say otherwise. And if it does something strange, it's meant to go red, highlighting us to that one. Even the little target symbol's dynamic. So the bigger the dot, the bigger the target. Oh, just like here on this end here, this is a bigger target because it's a bigger object, so we can see that one a little bit easier. But you see, look, sometimes it just gets that alignment wrong. So phase 2 is getting the system to recognise the stars that are in shot, because when it can do that, then we can combine that with the track data to then I'd label to what these satellites are, because that data is available. So that's going to be a step 3 for it there. But again, we have another new feature for tonight, and this one is again going to be made available to all of you guys on our site. So if I turn that overlay on, it should change in a second. You won't see this, but you'll hear it over on the TikTok, but you won't see it on oh, hold on, let's turn that one back on. I think I had it already on. There we go. Right, so as you know, just below me if you're on YouTube. So guys, if you're on TikTok, check this out, at the Thing UFO on YouTube. Lots more data, less of my face. But this box here, so we had a chap in yesterday who actually kind of helped us break the back of something we wanted to do. At the minute, the stream is quite passive. So we're just looking to see if there is anything going on up there in the night sky, and if so, record it and identify it. But an active angle, we're looking at this with things like CE5, the consciousness practices, but there's things you've probably heard about, you know, lights and lasers being flashed there to try and communicate, to try and summon them in, or the dog whistle. Now, the chap came in last night and shared information on the dog whistle, the missing component for us, and so we have been able to build that, and that will display when we're sending those frequencies out just below, so you'll be able to see it. So most of the sounds aren't audible. We can't hear them. We can hear kind of a bit of it. I wonder if this one will come up. Yeah, it's kind of a clicking sound for that one. I don't know if that'll come through because it's quite a quick flash, but you got this one. Oh, that's a bit loud, that one. Didn't look like that high-pitched one. I have to remember not to use that one. But, so again, this one you can't hear, but you can see the wave going out there. And then obviously this one, just because you have to. So, like that. But we've got a lot of suggestions there. We've got various different sequences, prime number sequences, very different frequencies, effects that we can kind of see. If we start playing those out, maybe we'll have an effect at summoning all of those activity in. So anyway, that's I've not got it hooked up to the speakers yet, because you need a certain type of speaker to be able to do those frequencies. But I've got a set sitting behind me just over here, which should do most of the ranges that we need to do. And therefore, once we get those set up, we can start to include that and hopefully be a bit more active. Maybe we can encourage the phenomena to come in. Nathan, you've got the dog whistle as well. I'd like to pick your brains on what you found the best, what sort of signals and what frequencies have worked best for you there, and we can include them if we haven't got them in here already. But yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. But it is available. I think it's actually available now, as long as you've got the speakers that are, you know, the right frequency range to project that out. You will be able to log on to our website, you know, and if you're a member on our Patreon, even the free version, use the same email when you're registering on the site, and you get access to the dog whistle if you want to do that anytime you want yourself. You've got the SETI computer stream going all the time there, listening out for the radio signals. You've got the sensor dashboard and the Starship Allen. All of those things around for you guys to help you on your hunts all of the time there. Rachel is back in. How are you doing? And where did we get to? The tones. Exactly. You've got to have it, because if you do get something, I mean, I'm playing that first of all. They do say a lot of in Close Encounters was based on, you know, the truth. It seems to be coming out that there was more and more involved. So maybe the tones to have actual real life backing to that as there. You missed anything? Oh no, not much, Barry. Not much. They're just me swearing about technology. There. You have a soundtrack for it. Oh, awesome. That I'm like curious of what's on it then. Have you had good results with it? And RJ, that tune is in 007 Moonraker on the episode. Is it really? I'll have to double check that. But we've got prime number sequences as well. Or was it that one? No, it was the 5 tone. So it's not the same as Close Encounters, but that's apparently an important one to play out there. But yeah, you need the right speakers for some of those tones, because they're not all audible. So I can put some on, you'll see the waveform, but you won't hear it for most of the interesting ones there. The ultrasonic ones, exactly. And all the crop circle tones would be a good to attract. Oh, what are the crop circle tones? See, this is an area that I haven't really delved into much, so I'm going to be curious of those. Tired, and I might not be on for long. Well, you got to rest up there, and you had a couple of hits. I like it. That is very exciting, Nathan, for that. So when we do our big meet-up, and we do a big Skywatch together, then my light's gone out, is it? Then we can bring the tone to see if we can all get abducted. There, exactly. The cow there, Leroy. And it's always technology tonight. I think it's our local power supply, actually. Where are we there? And anyone in a Bournemouth area there? White light in the sky, seen 10 p.m. tonight. Oh, okay, that was before the ISS. Needs a battery upgrade there. Working on that. Love it, Nathan. Earth isn't moving. The sun is 15 degrees per hour there. It's not a secret, really. But what if it is? And the first 5 notes of the X-Files theme tune would be good. That would be quite cool, yes. But in theory, we can also encode messages into certain frequencies as well. We can put modulation in and stuff like that. So we can always update it, and we can kind of program a message if we wanted to. Maybe we should do some Morse code, or what would be a universal language other than maths there. And we should hook up one a night there, do an infrared stream. At some point, Nathan, 100%, especially as you're so close as well. I've got to get out of my comfort zone, but 100%. And I wish they could make it an afternoon appointment. I've refused to do morning stuff now, especially with my sleep schedule. I'm just useless in the morning, so I get belligerent with it. Right, bouncing back over to the TikToks. Where did we get to? Oi, oi, Janie and V. Thank you for the gifts. V, did your stuff arrive yet? Has your merch arrived? Speaking of which, we've got the update to the merch showcase here. Look, there's Janie in our Team Alan t-shirt. A up with the mug, and A up in our t-shirt. Carl in his t-shirt there as well. So if you do get some of our fantastic merch helping us on the road to Rendlesham Forest, then you will be able to post it in our Discord and get your picture up on the screen there. Where did we get to? Where did we get to? Lex as well, welcome aboard, where you joined us from. And Kelly, you can definitely see how much the gifts and money go back into the live. 100, well, it's actually about 400% of the gifts go in there, because it's where my money goes to. But I'm a sucker for habit. Yeah, it all goes in. No down the pub for us. It's all the upgrades, hoping to, increase our odds of detections and all of that sort of stuff there. So we can all together experience something. They're loving the stickers and the hashtags, V. Guys, thank you for the shares coming in from Kelly Beth too there. It's all the likes, the shares, tapping away, all that jazz. That helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves, and the more eyes and minds we get on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. It's like a rave with the trackers. I was a little bit apprehensive. I thought, is that going to get in the way? But especially last night when we had so much movement, there was no way I would have seen all of the things on the street. So it does help us, especially some of the fainter ones I wouldn't have seen. And I'll be able to print an adapter for that one for sure. Oh, actually, yes, Print Farm. That's a good shout. Love it there, thank you, V. And Chris is coming in there with a follow. Where are you joining us from tonight, V, with the shares there? Let's all get abducted. That's another t-shirt. Speaking of another t-shirt, it might be on the merch showcase, but we'll let it load. There we go. You can't really see it in small down there, but that is our tour t-shirt. So we're going to be doing that as a part of the, to get us up to the tour. And yeah, special edition one. It's a UK map with like images of all of the weird stuff that's happened in all of the locations dotted around on the UK map, and on the back it's the list of locations. So I'm waiting. Don't buy it yet. I think it is on the store. Don't buy it yet. I'm waiting for the sample to arrive to confirm that it is actually good when you get it in the person. So I'll tell you when that one's properly safe to get. Together exactly. Oh, and have you seen Pluribus on Apple TV yet? It's an incredible show. Josh, yes, and it was very good. But so that is exactly the sort of thing that we're doing, listening. Well, not tonight, but normally. So when it's a cloudy night, guys, we do this. It's the alien radio signal hunt, exactly like Pluribus, or the beginning, we should say, of Pluribus, and same with contact there. We're listening out to deep space, hoping to detect an anomalous radio signal on the hydrogen line, which is the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize that if ET's out there, that's where they'd put the message. Hello, is anybody else out there? As well. I'd love to see your face if we saw something. Can you imagine? Oh, well, we know what my face looks like. I go silent and then swear. Oh, he's not here yet, but he should be here tomorrow. Well, excellent, V. It's because you're, they've probably got to add an extra day of delivery, because just getting up your driveway to the Manor House, V, in your Scottish estate. Josh coming in with the shares too. Can't wait to get the merch there. You literally bought the shop, V. You did. Thank you for that, supporting us there. As it's all going into the minute, getting saving up to go to a Rendlesham Forest to do a live Skywatch on location from there. And coming with shares, Sirius there, have they not banned you up yet, or beamed you up yet? Not yet, Sirius, not yet. And to be honest, I don't know if I would. Like, I think logically my brain goes, even if they just wanted to do experiments on you, when Elsie, oh, that's a green one.
Zoom mode activated.
Look at that compared to the others. So again, it's different camera settings tonight, so we're not able to see the colours as clearly. Let me zoom back out, see if it's still on the screen. It's going off there. But that was interesting. There, but yeah, would I go even if it was the last thing? idea, yeah, it's the only opportunity I'd get to go to deep space. But you've seen me at night when we're doing the live on locations. I do get pretty scared.
Nom nom nom. Thanks.
Thank you, V, for feeding Alan. How long to the ISS? That 45 minutes. There, Alan, show yourself. There we was. Sirius as well. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Sam doesn't want to be beamed up there. He wants to watch us. Yeah, that I can do. And if we can get it on stream, that'll be brilliant there. Oh, SETI, are you okay there? Or C-SETI, yeah. See, this is the thing. The more eyes and minds, the better on the night sky. If we can encourage people to be looking up to the sky, to be monitoring ourselves, and look, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. How are you doing, Doodle? Good to see you there. Adam, too, coming in with the gifts. Thank you for those. And did you launch Alan again? Almost. It was a close one, Kate. He nearly fell off there. Evening, Doodle and Adam. Right, going to bounce back over to the tubes. Where did we get to with you guys? Oh, God, where is it? Where have we got to? Crop circle tones. I know not everything can be them in the sky, but these couple of nights have been a weird vibe. The vibe's definitely there. Definitely there. I would be a bit more chill, Jolly, there with that one. Do we have flat earth? We do, and they're welcome as long as they're civil. And Peter as well. You can reverse the tech and draw a shape like a mushroom on the oscilloscope, which will create an individual sound for the mushroom. Oscilloscope art is amazing. I wish I knew how to do that because I'd have so much fun. But yeah, maybe you could reverse it, draw the image, and then that's the tone of the message. And then obviously they could We could do an Alan, couldn't we, or something like that? Or give them the web address, they could join the stream. Aliens are scaredy cats. Well, apparently, other than this apparent psychological link that they have to, kind of make you more persuasive that a lot of the abductees talk about, other than that, if it's a one-to-one, you guys are all right. They ain't got muscles there. They can't run very fast. They've not got any teeth. You could take 5 of them. They're like toddlers. My left arm has been hurting since 3 a.m. there. 5 other people have the same name. There is something in the air at the minute. I will say, whether it is the physical stuff going up or the technical, Mercury is definitely in microwave at the minute there. And how you doing, SK, as well? Good to see you in. Where did we get to in the chat on the other side? Oh, you guys are not as active tonight. This is good. I can keep up with the chat. Be coming in with the hashtags. We're all good there, Adam. How about yourself? And guys, if you're just joining us, we are doing our live UFO UAP at Skywatch, and we're currently live from Wiltshire here in the UK, which is right in the heart of crop circle country and just down the road from Stone Henge. So lots of strange and anomalous things in these skies. Do help us spot them. We've got our tracker on today. We're looking for when it goes red, but don't fully rely on it. Still follow these things with your eye, because it can definitely go wrong, and sometimes it goes red and it's just got the tracking alignment wrong. Just like in this case right here.
Zoom mode.
You can see that it's already separating off, but it hasn't done anything strange. That will go red when it gets far enough away. So, that's a big one up there as well. So yeah, do help us spot the anomalous in the night sky. We're looking for the weird ones, the ones that stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. That tells us for sure, 100%, that they are something anomalous. Something that we don't have an explanation for there. God, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the screen there. It's not our record. V quoting the hashtags and shares. Lethal is in. How are you doing tonight, sir? And you went to sleep and I woke up with my neck and shoulder acting like that. For once, though, that isn't the case for me. But I'm sure now I've said that will be tomorrow night there. It went to war. Erin there, anything good tonight? Not yet. We did have the ISS earlier, that was cool. But yeah, no, I don't think we've had any anomalies yet, which just means the action is going to happen later on. So keep your eyes peeled. It'll happen at some point. Where are we in the chat? Oh, do you want a hand with organising the hookup art local heads to meet? I definitely do. We're not getting any younger to make the hay or the sunshine. Totally. I have to do these things in phases. So at some point my brain will click and then it will kind of go. But at that point, then we lock it all in, because I think I want to start off by doing just like the locals meetups, as a casual thing. Probably wouldn't be a Skywatch, might be like a general weirdness, interesting thing. Do something locally, do a couple of those, and then excuse me, got a real bad gnat bite. And then because we do want to do like a big group one, but it has to be like a day/2-day event thing to make it worth everybody travelling down. So I have to build up to that one. But I am making slow inroads, slow progress. At some point it all goes into place, and then we'll have it all done in 2 days. So Nathan 100% will be tapping you up for that one. All good here. I like that one, SK. I like to hear it there. And is it Jeroboam Fenderson has a YouTube channel for oscilloscope music. And I'm sure you will learn the text from him. Now that sounds right up on my street. I need to get one. I actually got an oscilloscope there, but it's an ultrasonic oscilloscope or something, and it's broken anyway now. So I got the wrong type. So it's on my shopping list. Maybe if I'm a good boy for Christmas. And but a grey could do a McGregor. Well, it was the greys that apparently they're quite spindly, and it makes sense, doesn't it? You know, if they are, you know, as we expect, maybe biological robot us from the future, if they rely on other skills, maybe technology, all these telepathic ones, they don't need the strength. You know, they've got those other abilities. UFOs are like distant humans. It could be, RJ. That is one of the theories that I do lean into the most. I mean, what is the chances of convergent evolution to that level of detail, that level of similarity for us? There is a possibility, but I think it's quite rare. So having some either cousins in some way, shape or form, you know, maybe life was seeded here and elsewhere, and, you know, we're maturing adjacently, or maybe us from the future or something like that. Aliens from fake space, Jolly. Where are we there? Rusco is in there. Hope you're well there. Did you see James Franco got attacked by his alien? I haven't been following. I've been seeing little clips and I keep meaning to look at it, but for some reason my algorithm keeps filtering it out. So when I do see something, it's normally somebody mentioned it. I need to check on that one there. You should be able to, Jet Nathan. Yeah, if you're on Discord, just add me on there, or you message me direct, however it works. 100%. I'm just as not responsive on there as I am on TikTok chat, though. It does take me a while, but at some point we will be on it. But yeah, reach out there and then I'll have your direct on it. Russian oscilloscopes from the USSR are serious kit, and they're probably dangerous as well, aren't they? Most things from the USSR. Over to the tubes. You're 3 months behind on Discord. V, don't worry about it. Just skip ahead. Just skip ahead with it. Then you'll be ready for the next movie club. Did you see the pic of my buddy the hedgehog? No, I didn't. I checked earlier, but I don't think I saw that. I'll have to double check those ones there. Trying to get through it all. It's going to be 6 months. Just skip ahead. You'll be all right there. Carl as well, feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom.
Thank you for that one. Excuse me. Brilliant. Thank you, Nathan, there for that one. And the James Franco stuff is such a load. Is it? I've heard some people say, oh, the lighting and the framing's too perfect for it, but I haven't heard a lot of the details. Just can't get my head wrapped around the flat earthers view of anything. Is why it gets overwhelming for you there. I mean, it's not an angle that I share, you know, at the minute, but I am open to it, and I definitely want people, as long as they're fair, to be able to share, you know, their understanding of these things. And, you know, because you never know, maybe even if it's not the whole thing's right, maybe there's still something interesting within it all. I haven't kind of got my understanding on it fully yet, but I think that we look like the flat earthers to the everyday folk. So I'm always conscious about how frustrating that is for us trying to have conversations. So I always leave the door open. It looks like a terrible alien costume. It's just exactly like Alan. Alan, don't look at me like that. Flat Earth is one I'm not on the fence about there. The universe is full of spheres, and you can see the moon and sun up close. It's things like that that do kind of, you know, lean my way. But a lot of these measurements and stuff like that, far beyond me to fully understand. Ready to get abducted, Leroy? We'll do a waiting list. We'll start getting boarding passes for you guys for Alan's. Actually, we did do the stream passports. Maybe we can do the boarding passes for the UFO there. To take it when they get exactly, Rachel. Exactly with it. Right, Franco is peak awful. I saw him in some films years ago. I thought he was all right. That's about as much as I know about James Franco. Where are we? Over on the TikTok there. He's Perry, he's cute. The hedgehog. I do like it. We don't get hedgehogs here, which is the one bit of nature we don't. That's a big one up there. And the dynamic targets, so look, they're working.
Activated.
Well, we struggled to keep up with that one, but at least it's getting bigger so you can actually see the object. Zoom back out for that one. At least the tracker is working now. Is that Vega one, purple one, Vega? It's the Vega one, purple. Yeah, that is Vega.
Zoom mode activated.
That is 26 light years here from us. It's our stream companion for the month. Big, bright, beautiful Vega. I'm just going to try and see if I can tweak the settings a little bit more now the brightness has changed. To see if I can get rid of some of that washed out look, because that, for me, is horrendous. Now we're losing the edges for that one. But turn. Oh, sorry guys. There we go. Oh, Am I just making it worse? We'll stick with that one for the minute then. These cameras, I just need to get the new one, but it's bloody expensive there. Where are we? Down the road here. And was it Maya Ladybug? How are you doing tonight? Good to see you in. Denise as well. Thank you for the follow there as well. He's our mascot. Alan threw a sulk then. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch night. Currently live from Wiltshire here in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stone Henge. So lots of strange and mysterious things in these skies over the years. Tonight's going to be no exception. It's lovely and clear, so do help us spot the weird and wonderful. Don't fully rely on the tracker. It is wrong. We're building it ourselves. It's not 100%. So yeah, do try and follow them with your eyes as well. And we're looking for these objects to stop dead, shoot off at speed, change their course or trajectory. That tells us for sure that we are looking at something a little bit stranger there than a man-made object. They can't display certain behaviours, so stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing course or trajectory tells us for sure that they are weird. There. One of us needs to win the lotto, sending that camera to the telescope. One day, Kate, one day. We'll get there. I just need to be more patient, because this is the thing I always forget. Like, in my head, it becomes so important, and I'll go, oh, I'm just going to do it, and I'll end up, overextending myself to do it, because I think it's so important. And then, as soon as you do that, the nature of life is there's something else that's a priority that comes up next. And I'm trying to learn that lesson, but it does feel incredibly important. V, I love it. Feed him, exactly there. All good there, Ladybug, all good. Have you ever seen anything strange? Would love to hear about that one. Alan is our glorious leader there. Alan?
It's me, Alan, the real star of the show.
Thank you. He doesn't really say much else these days, does he? Where are we over on the tube? So, guys, over on YouTube, do make sure you are checking us, over on TikTok. You're not getting the best quality image because we have to do it vertically. So, first of all, over on the tubes, at the Thing UFO, it's round the right way. Less of my face, more of the night sky, and all sorts of other analysis going on there as well. So, also a little bit more stable as a platform. So, it's definitely worth checking out there. But, yeah, if you're just joining us, it's UFO UAP Skywatch time. We do it pretty much every night, so make sure you're following and subscribed, because then you get those notifications, hopefully, when we go live. Cloudy nights, we do the alien radio signal hunt, searching on the hydrogen ion, looking out for, hopefully, a message from ET saying hello. It's the same place I heard the whale signal, and it is where scientists think we are most likely to hear a message from ET, should they be out there. If the moon's up and I can be bothered, we haven't done one in a while, that's what it looks like. We do the moon stream, and we'd see some strange things up there as well. So we're always looking for something, pretty much every night. Where are we down there? We discussed in. And horse of the highest degree. That's probably just Hollywood, isn't it, as well? And Stu as well there. I think flat earthers are just people who fell asleep in science classes. Apparently there's a big religious component. Is that true, Jolly? Is the flat earth, is it tied in with the religious stuff for yourself there? I'd like to know. Not that I'm skeptical. I think I've got more time than I used to, definitely, for the religions there. It's boring. Well, that is true. And I've seen a hedgehog one time during my first start of astronomy back in 2019, 2020. I haven't seen any of them since I was a kid. I would love to have one. They do smell. You can't really have them as pets. Well, you can have them as pets, but they smell. The purple thing in the centre, Leroy, that is Vega. Big, beautiful Vega. So, spot on, guys. You called it. About 25, 26 light years from us there. They really studied the same physics. Well, yeah. Apparently so. How you doing, Gandalf? As well, good to see you in there. And Spare Rib, it's nice to see you in there. Only 25 light. It's a short walk in the park. I scared the D shit out of me, the little bugger. They will. The rusting. What the hell's that? Is it Bigfoot? No, my brain. That's where. That's where it would go. Where did we get to? Oh, have you ever seen a UFO? Yes, we have. Now, there's various degrees of anomalous, but the slam dunk, it cannot be a man-made object like, satellites, shooting stars, and it's not man-made, but, natural objects like that, planes, drones. There is criteria for that, and again, mainly it is the stopping dead, shooting off at speed, changing its course or trajectory. That tells us for sure it's not one of those things, but there is like a middle ground, so lights, coloration, flashing, you start to get a feel for a while of all these objects, how they display through all the different seasons and all that sort of stuff. And you do see them. We have had a bit of a dry spell, actually. I will not lie. The last 2 weeks, I think we have seen some things, but it has been less. And they're in the middle ground there. That you can't 100% rule out man-made stuff, but it does make you go with it there. How about yourself? Any experiences there, John? For that one, it's a good question. So guys, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight there. But ask away any questions. There's no silly questions here at all. We'd love to hear from you all. And then if you've had an experience as well, we'd like to hear that one too. Whilst you're waiting for the action to happen on screen. Right, where am I? And in the chat. Where did we get to there? Oh, it needs a wake up pathetic human. Kate, yes, I'm going to do that. Tubes has completely put me in jail there. I've fallen out with him now. V, what is it? What did you do? What did you do? I know the BBC aren't a fan of you, or the local council, but what did you do to YouTube? And Sam, do you still do the movie club? Yeah, not heard you mentioned. Well, yeah, I just keep forgetting. When we get technical issues, I get thrown off my game. But you're totally right. We do our movie club, Jane. So thank you for the heads up on that one. It should come up still on our little displays, the little notification. So on the tubes, it's bottom left, and it's just above me there. And oh, there we go. Look, it's actually on the tubes. It's coming there. Friday the 31st of July, Horizon. It's on Amazon. So that's what we're going to be watching together. I think it's in for 10, but it'll probably be more like 9 p.m. that we're going to watch that. I don't know, maybe. We'll have to look at the time on it. But yeah, so guys, you're welcome to join us for that one. It's a good laugh. We press play at the same time, and then we chat along in the Discord. They're all alien-themed films. And then then we vote on the next one for next month there. All alien themed. We need some more suggestions, actually. We need some more movie club suggestions. So if you want to do it, either on the website or on our Discord in the movie club channel, type the film name or what platform it is on for us to watch. We can do YouTube, Amazon Prime, Netflix, possibly Disney Plus, I suppose there. So thank you, Janie, for the heads up there. And where are we? Down here. And the ISS path is passing over Spain away out west. So we can actually see it. I think we're pointing a little bit high tonight for that. But I have seen it go over Spain from this point of view. So maybe if I go out with the camera, if Leanne's still up, we might be able to do an ISS pass. 29 minutes on there. I need to make that bigger so I can see it. Again, another little feature there. Carl, Vega, and Denib. So Denib's actually going to be in shot very, very soon there. Spot on. And Perry doesn't smell there. Perry is durable. Staying 3 feet away. At a nice distance. Now, they're cute. I would cuddle one, even if it wouldn't let me. They're exactly V tapping away there. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, guys. It does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. And the more open-minded, intelligent people we can get in there sharing experiences of the phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. And at BW Digital, I think I might have had a potential UFO sighting. Saw a weird light darting around a star I was looking at there, and it was weird. So, bang on, and that is a fantastic saying. Was it like a bright white light? Did it have colour to it? That is really interesting. And so we go through our lives, and not everything that we do is scientific or considered learning. You know, we don't go into the details of a lot of things. We don't have the time. So our brain, that's where our gut feeling comes from, our subconscious, and it gives you like a good enough understanding of these things. So if I chuck Alan, right, hook like that, I know where to put my other hand, how much power to throw it there. I don't know what the equations is of how much power I'm putting in and what angle and trajectory, but I know roughly, you know, how much power there. It's a gut feeling of how physics works, and we do the same thing. We see planes in the sky, we see the satellites, we see the stars, and we unconsciously build up a little library. It's not perfect, it's not scientific, but it's actually a very, very good indicator that there is something strange up there. And it's exactly that a lot of the times with the phenomena, because we are getting limited data. At the end of the day, all we're seeing is light from an object bouncing back down to us here. That is all that it is telling us there. We can't, without reference points of knowing its altitude, we can't know its speed, we can't necessarily know its size, all this sort of stuff without, you know, getting into extra technology. So with the data we've got, we get these things, and a lot of these things are interesting, but we're left often without the language to articulate it. And all we can go, it was a light in the sky, it was acting weird. We don't have the words to describe it, but it doesn't mean the sighting is any less anomalous. People have been describing these things for a very long time, well before man had stuff up there in the night sky, and that is recorded and it is on record. So what were those things? Because nowadays, it's just a satellite, and it's like, well, most of them maybe, that's fair enough, you know, statistically going to be most likely. I'm trying to get a little bit and change that one down, sorry guys. Bloody thing. Sorry, going to wake you all up there with a bright screen, but going to be statistically likely because there's just so many of them up there. But it's not necessarily going to be all of them. And is it Contessa as well? Thank you for the shares there. And DJ, don't mention a Bigfoot. You'll start me off there. I'm right into Bigfoot. I am interested in all of the weird stuff at the minute. So I think in the winter where we get less clear skies, obviously we're doing our radio signal hunt, but I'm hoping to do maybe a little bit more on the spookier side of things whilst the nights aren't in our favour there. Thanks for the follows, V. Exactly. Thank you guys for the follows and the thumbs up, especially over on the tubes there. That like at the top and on the proper video like that really, really does help us. Again, meet all you guys, how the algorithm knows it to suggest it to you guys, and make some new friends. You never know who's going to come in and what experience with the phenomena they are going to share with us, and helping us all understand a little bit more about what might be going on in our universe there. The pins are gone again. No idea. It's just TikTok's awful. Full Alien collection on Disney. Oh, now that would be one to do with all of you guys. You're special tonight. You have it. It actually works for you tonight. It's back. We have a few hedgehogs in our garden. I haven't seen them in years. They're very, very cute. A friend of the missus used to breed them, actually. And, it was a faint white light, and it was quite intriguing to watch. Again, at that unconscious level, that there's something a little bit strange. It's drawing your eye, it's drawing your attention, is it, to kind of solve what that might be. But yeah, we're often left without the words there. Alex as well, thank you for the follow. There was a whole family of them in my garden. There seems to be, to only be Perry left though. Perry's savage. He's like that one fish in the fish tank that kills all the other. He's the survival of the fittest. Perry is the apex predator of your garden. Front garden though, not the back one. He sat chilling with my daughter in the shade. So he actually doesn't mind hanging around with you. That is pretty cute. He trundles around to our table. Oh, he's all very relaxed with you there. Is Ayup? Oh, Ayup is over on the tubes. I will say, V says hello, Ayup. And Expedition Bigfoot on Discovery Plus. Give it a watch as you can. The best show. I've been listening to a few Bigfoot podcasts lately. Bigfoot is the one that the minute I'm not down the rabbit hole with the dimensional stuff with it yet, but as a potential, unrecognized man/ape or whatever, species, that, but I haven't fully gone down the rabbit hole. I would gladly help with this spooky stuff. Carl, oh yeah, you ain't got a choice, Carl. We're going to rope you into that one. Right, back over to the tubes. Where did we get to with you guys? I'm across two chats tonight, so you have to bear with us there as I read through one, then go back to the other. But do say hello, let us know where you're watching from, and ask any questions you may have. No silly questions at all. We'd love to hear anything from you there. If we haven't answered it yet, somebody else is going to be curious as well. Where did we get to? Where's get to in the chat? Oh, there's a few more than I thought. We got to Vega, didn't we? A weird variant of Flat Earth is our 3D universe, and everything in it, including planets, is an illusion or a projection there, stemming from a fundamental 1D quantum information like qubits. Is this down to the holographic universe theory and stuff as well? I mean, I'm very open to the principle that our understanding based on our perception of the universe could be very, very wrong. I still think there's probably things out there in similar ways they describe with the planets there, but maybe there is something. I mean, I wouldn't fully lean into simulation theory, but I do think that possibly the way reality is probably going to be more computational or consciousness based than we expected there. Oh, it's that time of the night. TikTok's had a sulk. Oh, why is it having a sulk there? Sorry, TikTok, it's that time of the night where it's having a little bit of a jazzy sulk there. And you could hear the rustling about, and it turned the light on. It's made me jump. They would get me as well there. It's 2016, Leroy. And I think you should be the new Howard Hughes on a Talker TV. Oh, I'd be useless. Too many filler words, but thank you, Barry. We get hedgehogs in the garden that scared the crap out of the dog one night, and she pounced on it with her nose. Oh, no, that was a lesson learned. I'm sure a few times I've seen that change direction. And not at... bloody thing. Not at 90 degrees, but not a satellite movement. Again, it doesn't have to be the full 90 degrees, does it? Living Light there, coming in with the gifts, feeding Alan, thank you. It doesn't have to be that, because at those altitudes, these things are subtle. Oh, there we go. Look, we've got a plane on the screen, guys, so we can test out our new features. First of all, let's have a look.
Zoom mode activated.
I'm sure this is a plane because of that, getting the mixed colours from it. Although maybe not. Maybe not. Right, let's check the old radar. Have we got one on our screens? It's going to be in this quarter, if it is. No. Okay, that was anomalous. There's a bit of a red coloration and stuff to that. A little bit. That was strange. Interesting. Let's just clip on that one. Gonna call that one not plain. So yeah, even that can be interesting because up there, when you're working with the motion of the orbits there, because you know you're moving essentially whatever it is speed very, very fast. To start going 90 degrees or whatever, that requires so much energy. So it's all about those subtle changes there. That just I'm going to move it like this a little bit, and over time, moving with that falling motion around the Earth, it works with it. So even like a clear curvature like that can be very strange. Get quite a few around here, and it's funny watching a cat follow on tapping the spikes with its paw. They're badass there. Oh, and those that have understanding recognise that the number of the beast dark matter D24 whatever it is there. Oh, no idea. But I'm not a big fan of dark matter. Dark energy I'm more open to, but even then, not necessarily. What is the problem is VHAM YouTube? Apparently she can't talk on it. It might not even load for her now, apparently. But yeah, she can't chat or hasn't been able to, and that's going back months. Was in a Flat Earth Discord years ago, and they were actually pretty chill there. Paranoid as hell though. I mean, this is the only thing that with this, I think I'd be more open is people with the Flat Earth is it doesn't meet me where I am. Like, it's always too far up the chain. You've got to go back to, like, what is the last shared belief about reality, and then kind of hold my hand and take me in a different direction to present the case. That's what I need to do. But I mean, you know, whether it's the content online, or that's a nice little pattern that one's created, or whatever it is, I haven't found anything. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't think I would go that way, but I will. Oh, Rachel says hi, V. But yeah, I'd see more. And Gandalf there, if the Earth was flat, cats would have kicked everything off. There we go. That's it, solved. And because I thought the flat Earth thing was a joke, and people were just trolling. Apparently, it's no, I don't think they are. I think it's partly like a loss of faith in authority. You know, like we distrust the scientists, but we can still trust them to a certain degree. You know, I don't think they've got everything wrong. And so I think a big part of it is just all authority equals wrong. It's not quite contrarianism, but along those lines. But apparently, there's a big religious component to it as well. I mean, but I'd be interested to hear if that is wrong. It's a distraction tactic. It could be. I mean, there could be lots of things that were thrown. I mean, they think string theory itself, it could be a distraction tactic for theoretical physicists. You know, give them some elegant maths to wank each other off over. They'll love that, and then they won't actually discover the real stuff that's quite dangerous. And there's an interesting case to be made. So maybe there is that as well, going on with other things. Maybe that's what the UFO stuff is. Like, at the end of the day, I ain't seen the craft. I've seen some strange stuff, but, you know, the big metal spaceship hasn't landed and ET hasn't got out and waved at me. So you never know. I don't lean that way, though. No atheist for that one. I'm not. No, I'm not. What do you call it? I culturally brought up with these sorts of things, but I was never into it. But I've definitely got a lot more time. The more you look back at it, again, anything that you take as 100% literal, then that's always going to be a bad time, I think. But if you can be a bit more open-handed with these things and, you know, explore them, go, right, okay, let's steel man this. What actually could they be trying to say? I find it quite interesting there. Oh, I know Flat Earth is really, so to inform you, but it's the truth. You need to know this. At the end of the day, I ain't been up there to check. You know, but I don't lean that way at the minute. But farting about with the exposure there a lot. Keep blinding me. Keeping you on your toes, Rachel. Reminding you of the hedgehog coming in, putting the light on. One day I'll get all these problems sorted out. Where are we in the chat? Jumping ahead. I like Chris Leto's channel. It's Leto Files, isn't it? And he has a theory about why humans can't communicate with aliens. It's like the bacteria in your body trying to tell you what to do. It could well be. There is definitely something about the scale of the universe that we don't fully. We think we're in the universe like this, but different scales. It's almost like a totally different universe. There is apparently as much between the Planck length, like the minimum that we can measure, and an atom. There is as much distance between those two measurements, or like, you know, in terms of percentages, as there is between the atom and the universe itself. Apparently, it's just phenomenal what could be going on at the smaller scales there. And flashbang. Ignore me, I'm trying. Never, Leroy, never. That's it. They tell you the Earth is a non-rotating reference frame, and its motion is free in space in no relativity. It's a test. Can you see it? Not at all, Jolly. Not with that one. No, I can't even tell you Earth is a non-rotating reference frame. That part of it, I don't get that bit, because Earth, as far as the mainstream explanation is that it is rotating, and that it's also orbiting, and then that's all our solar system's orbiting as well. So, Bigfoot's vegan. He loves his oat milk lattes. And Ferb's in there, just woke up from a nap there. Barely made it, sure. Well, you did, and that's what's important, Ferb. It's called the holographic principle, a 3D projection from a 1D source. I barely get my head around the holographic stuff. Like, not just the holographic principle. It rings a bell, but, like, just holograms in general, like holographic images. Like, you can cut a hologram, like one of those old school ones, like they'll give away in cereals, like a proper hologram back in the day. You can cut that in half, but the whole data of the image is still preserved in the half, even though you cut it. Like, brainy melty on that one there. It's all about consciousness. It does look that way. I would go, if I had to bet money now, so at this point we're going to be, incredibly wrong because of the little information and, low intelligence on my part, but I would say consciousness is probably localized. That'll be my first jab in the dark there. And Doug is right. I wish they would start pumping resources into studying consciousness. Well, they haven't they, in certain degrees, but not publicly. It's all done on the DL, isn't it? It's a little bit, keep it a little bit quiet there. I think they might have an idea, but even mainstream scientific community now, they're starting to wake up to this. They're very slow on the uptake, but they are. I'm starting to hear very interesting language from a lot of mainstream scientists. That if they use slightly different words, you would go, you're talking about Buddhism, you're talking about this, you're talking, but so they are kind of starting to. Some of them are getting the picture, but it'll be a long trickle down there. Give you the power through, and not them. And a UFO good. It could be. It would be wacky, sadly. But I think my main point with it, there's a lot, is that, well, what's that in? If it's under the dome, isn't it? And then that's water above that. Well, what's the water? Is the universe just water? Is there something beyond that? Are we in a big ocean? The Star Wars theme pattern there. Did I miss the UFO? I don't know yet. Maybe. And we are as strong as the fuel that sparks the sun, friends. That power is in a blade of grass. It is in every seat we are sitting in there. Once we realise this, we will learn more ways of it. I think you're right. Ultimately, we are the universe experience in itself. We may be the most powerful thing, this consciousness. Starts with breathing techniques to learn this shit. Not kidding. No, I've definitely heard with that. The problem is I can't even meditate without going dizzy. So you have to just tell me what it's like. And dark matter explains the missing matter as the so-called planets didn't orbit as claimed by Kepler's laws of orbital motions. There, atom theory. So that's what they claim. If first of all their measurements are correct, and if Kepler is correct. But rather than going, right, let's look at those theories because they might not be fully correct, they have invented something to basically fudge their calculations, It's the equivalent of the payday loan of the scientific theory. It might be right, but also scientists, and the more intelligent you are, the more siloed your intelligence becomes. Means you're focused on a thing, so they wouldn't even think to question the overriding paradigm. So that's why I am very skeptical. For me, it smells like they're just not going back to doing their data. In Hitchhiker's Guide 2, alien civilizations fly to Earth to destroy it, only to get their space fleets swallowed by a dog, to highlight the size difference of the universe. But this could be very, very true. With it, as above, so below. Was in the neuronal fibers or something like that, very level in your brain. The way that mass is distributed is the same as how some mass in the galaxy is distributed. It looks exactly the same. Images of the both. I didn't get the pilot. Encourage. I can't type tonight. Where are we? It looks like a triangle outline with these spikes on the screen. Oh, I didn't see that part of it. And I would love to book an exploration holiday in Antarctica there, but I can't. I wonder why there, Barry. Boys Club, they like to keep it locked down, but I do think there's going to be some interesting things there. I would still book that trip. Apparently you can get certain tours there, but you have to have your appendix out and all that sort of stuff, don't you, to go there. This question is, why are aliens racist? Well, why are they, though? I don't know. I mean, they were racist in the sense of humans coming and abducting us. Is a walnut sauce better than a standard chrome? Walnut sauce? Leroy actually asked a good question there. Which one was that? Hold on. Oh, that one there. It's aliens racist. I mean, I don't think so. I haven't seen direct evidence of that. I have seen that. You want to call it racism, you want to call it classism, you want to call it sexism, you want to call it whatever it is. The isms there is just basically is how our human psychology works to identify the other. And the reason that it does that is because historically humans have had very, very, very little resources. For most of our existence, as far as we know, we have been hunter-gatherers. We have not had the luxury of fucking around. So it's been easier to use a hammer, like a one big coverage there. One big coverage, like one big thing to just go, like, I'm not risking it. I'm not taking the chance on this stranger, whatever there may be difference, and therefore, yeah, I just don't have the luxury to take those risks. The problem is we're still programmed with those sorts of things there. So, I mean, people get it. There's various degrees. We can chop it up to its specific version of its bias, basically. It's an imperfect filter, but it's the same principle that goes through the things. You know, if I always say, jeans are horrible, right? You know, my preference for I want to wear cords or slacks, right? But jeans are always horrible, right? And based on no information other than for whatever reason I have a bias towards those. And if I then start to do jobs that require, you know, a thicker denim there, you know, more working related, need to be harder wearing, then that understanding, that bias isn't going to be serving me anymore, and it's going to be incorrect. But it was functional if I was an office worker, you know, and that's the thing, the bias with these sorts of things. So, I mean, look, if aliens have been, you know, have gone through the same evolutionary pressures of us, as I think we've said a few times, very, very interestingly, they look a lot like us, so it would imply it, then they would still potentially have that bias to a certain degree. Maybe there's an interesting argument that they would have to surpass that to, you know, be able to handle the technology. But I don't know. It is a good question, but I don't know. Was there more? But there can be all sorts of other sorts of things that can affect that sort of thing. And I had a neighbour who was a flat earther, and he was so adamant he was right, and I was deluded. I used to hide if I see him out the front. In the end, it was always a one-way conversation. Just go over the horizon, be buggered. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, whatever the theories are, like, you know, because then this is where we have to be careful in our community when we're expressing, because especially if you've had that experience yourself, you've seen something, you're convinced. You know, if we come on too strong, if we come on too inside baseball with everybody there, we're just going to put them off. That's not the best way to kind of like express this to the wider community and all of that sort of thing there. Where are we down here? Betty and Barney Hill was such a classic, their first ever alien abduction we know of. Yeah, it did kick things off, didn't it, at the time? There's probably more, but again, unreported. You know, it's the tip of the iceberg. Surely our government have signed a deal with close, non-belligerent extraterrestrials. I wouldn't say that so. I wouldn't say necessarily obvious. Why would they? If they've got the ability to travel here, why would they have to? They do what they want. Thinking about Barney's hypno-regression recording today. Oh, it is horrific. That is the word for it. It is distressing there. And... where are we? Down there. And when are we having the Skywatch at Rendlesham there? As I'd like to be there. Barry, don't know is the short answer for that one. Yeah, we're still saving up, and we've got a long way to go for that one, sadly. But hopefully soon. So it all goes back into it there, and we'll slowly start to you know, chip away at that. There's been a lot of other bugs that have got in the way that we needed to fix first. But yeah, we are doing that. We have a special edition T-shirt. You can't really see it in this image. I'll have to do it. There we go. That's the new. It's our tour T-shirt, so it's going to be there to kind of, you know, get us a little bit closer. And it's a UK map with all the locations, and there's a little image near the location of what that location is known for. Not just UFOs. All of the weird stuff is, I think, included, but they do tend to have a UFO link. And on the back is all the tour locations on it there. First abduction ever documented there. The fellow was terrified and he wanted to protect his wife and dog, definitely. But it was the first version, wasn't it, in the modern era, or the first it was interpreted as UFO, as aliens. Because there's a lot of stuff going back through folklore, which if you hear the story, they thought it was fairy or fae, but actually it sounds, little people taking you to a distant realm. It does sound a lot like abductions, the phenomena. And when I saw something, my memory went a blank at a certain point. Now, it makes me worry what happened. This missing time thing, that is very, very well documented there. iPhone predictive text was there. USA and Russia UK had specific trained fighter pilots trained to shoot down UAPs there. What could possibly go wrong? Well, apparently, yeah, they do shoot back. But, right, I'm going to bounce back over to the TikTok quickly, guys. You've been waiting patiently there. TikTok Ram Raiders as well. And X coming in there with the gifts. Thank you for all those, guys. Appreciate it. All goes back into stream. It's like getting on the road to Rendlesham. Where did we get to in the chat? Where are we? I got to that one, didn't we? It's a little bit of activity on screen tonight. You're down the rabbit hole already, V. Have you got me in Scotland? And Leo there coming in with the shares. Thank you for that, guys. It is the shares that likes tapping away. All that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. Say the more eyes and minds on the old phenomena, the more we can all piece this puzzle together. And loop-de-loops. And the UFO real or DRX? So, the category of unidentified, yes, definitely real. There are things that are recorded and experienced quite regularly that defy the abilities, anywhere near the abilities, that we should say, of our known man-made technology. Not even just, this is version 2 or 3. It's going, ISS is visible. I didn't even see the window there. It's going to be visible soon. So, this unknown category. Now, again, it defies man-made technology. It's a few leagues, or more than a few leagues ahead. It's not like the fighter jet. This one can go a lot faster. No, they just the physics problems that we haven't got around yet. Same with weather phenomena, far more stranger than anything we can think of. What they are, that's the next question. Now, a lot of people have had a little bit more specific experiences and can be more confident that there seems to be something going on. I do lean to that there is something, quite close to what people describe going on there. Even my cat likes Perry, and she eats a bird. She's the devil. Kate, don't tell me that. Otis won't be happy there. Hit the button, V.
Anomalous object confirmed.
That was for earlier. That's for V. That's good. I didn't hit. I know. I forget. I wasn't sure if it was good enough for it there. Oscar, how are you doing there? Oh, and have you checked the media channel recently there? I've started the next school project. Oh, I haven't, Oscar. I'll have to check that one out later. What's this one on there? Yeah, I won't be able to do it this one tonight there, but I'll look forward to checking it out later. And the tracker's coming in. Where are we down there? We watched live Lethal for 500 minutes. Well done there. And Carl as well. If the Earth was a flat, all those around planets we see it would be flat as well. So this is, I think, part of it there. There's certain things, but I'm not clever enough to understand like the maths around these things. How they say, we know about the Earth's motion and we know about these things. Radio reflectivity and stuff like that. The fact that we can bounce signals around the Earth and offer these things. To me, that sounds very logical. But again, I don't know the details. If the moon landing was fake, they would have needed to fake it 9 times. It's a very good point, Tick. And I think, there were easier things for them to fake. Do I think that they would have faked the first mission if something had gone wrong midway? 100%. But I don't think that's what the result of it was there. Look at the CGI in 69 there, Apollo 11, and then look at the footage there. No way they could have faked it. I think they would have tried, but no, I don't think they did for that one. It must be a nightmare being a hedgehog at a party, especially with the balloons. Always going up there. We have instruments on the moon. That's a very good point. Yeah, we do. We have those reflectors. You can bounce like lasers off of them and stuff. You like oatmeal lattes. How very metropolitan of you, Kate. M to the C, how you doing there? And Duza there. Hi from Swansea there. What can and hardware? Can means hardware is this there, Duza? So it's a Sony A7, I think. But yeah, I don't know what the lens is, but that is the trick. It's the lens so much that does a lot of the heavy lifting here. Software-wise, we're building all this ourselves to track these objects. This one will go red, guys, but it's just because it's got the alignment wrong and it's going to get further away. But look how blue that one is in comparison. So the tracker has got that one wrong. Hence, we're building it ourselves, and it is not as reliable as you would hope. Can I zoom out? There we go. So keep following them, guys. We're looking for these objects to stop dead, shoot off at speed, or change their course or trajectory. That's how we'll know for sure that they are something a little bit stranger indeed. So yeah, if you are just in the group, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. There, we'd love to hear, especially if you've had an encounter with the strange. Okay, yeah, okay. So Kate asks, Jolly, what do you think aliens are, or do you think aliens are real? And Oscar, what chat is he on? So I'm over on the tubes, or was over on the tubes, and now I'm over on the TikTok there. Jim is swearing, I didn't mean to put that in there. Don't worry, I'm swearing all the times. Oscar, I don't care about swearing, don't worry. I'd be buggered, I wouldn't be able to do my own stream there. Meditation is amazing. I hear good things, and I think that is the missing component for a lot of my health. But I hate it. It feels so uncomfortable for me. Oh, visible 1 minute. West, northwest, apparently. Is that going to be true? Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe that is the correct alignment for that. But Leanne, I can hear, is in bed, so I won't be able to go and point the eye at the camera, I don't think, to be able to catch it. We are pointing this up. I think it's going to be a bit lower in the sky for us tonight. Yeah, I don't think it'll go that way. Can't do guided meditations. My head never follows. Yeah, that as well with it. I meditate every day, raising my frequency and consciousness. I do think it is a connection to things, but I get lightheaded and I hate it. Phil as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from there? And what's the purple thing? That is a Vega star, about 26 light years away from us there. Burning much hotter and much brighter than our sun, so it won't last as long. Where are you joining us from there? And I can't pronounce that one. Is it Archie? How are you doing? Where are you coming in from? X is in. Feed him, exactly. And Josh, I've been seeing some strange lights fading in and out over the sky in the Midlands recently. Oh, very interesting. So the fade is cool. That comes into this middle ground of, can be anomalous, but it's not giving us enough information to confirm 100% that it's not man-made. So as the sun goes round, the Earth's shadow, left kind of comes around the surface of the Earth. And what we can see, and you start to see it at some point tonight, I imagine, these objects will come through and then they'll just get halfway across the screen and just disappear. They'll all get into that. It depends on their altitude. The umbra is called. It's different at the different altitudes. But if you basically see it, all of these objects disappearing to the same bit, it's probably the Earth's shadow. If you see one disappearing that way and one disappearing that way, very, very, very strange there. So it all depends on the angle. And it also, you could figure out which way the shadow's coming across, and if it's going just counter that in general, it can be very anomalous. Good, thank you for sharing that one, Josh. Jim is in as well. Where are you joining us from? And how are you doing, R4? Seen anything strange? We did have something earlier that I thought was a plane, but then it didn't look like a plane, and also nothing was on the old radar there. Shared the video of the US government employer stating that he had recovered over 59 species of aliens. It feels to me like that's on the top, like the higher end of if they're visiting us and crashing, that seems like a lot. But the principle of there being 59 species, not at all got a problem with that, because if there's going to be one form of life out there, there is going to be tons. And if one can visit us, that means the technology is definitely possible, and then multiple will. The universe has been around for so long. There is going to be lots of variation. So maybe it is. Maybe it's just we're not as isolated as we think. And they're loving the new toys, as usual. Thank you, R4. We've got a few extra tonight. So guys, if you were in now and you didn't catch these ones earlier, I'm only going to put this on screen briefly so we don't lose the the night sky. And I have got my screen up, so if anything strange happens, I'll quickly bounce back. But when it's a slower one, or when it's we're doing the radio signal ones and the visuals aren't as important, we occasionally bring up this thing. It's called the Starship Alan, and it's a visualization of all of you guys as our supporters over on Patreon. It brings in your name and your image and stuff like that, and you can see yourself on the starship. So there we go. So basically, you can see where you are on there. You can actually view it yourself, so you can see which room you're in specifically. You can change the colour of your dot. You can change your image. You can hide yourself if you don't want to be on there. You can link your Discord and get a ping to it as well. You can set which your favourite room is, and if you want a title on the starship and all that sort of stuff. It works. It's quite an interesting little thing, especially when the visuals aren't as important. And you can see yourself on board there. So you can join the Patreon via the link in bio. Even the free level does gets you onto the old Starship Alan there, if you're interested. But we've also got another toy, V, coming in with the shares, which is where is it? What buttons do I have to be? It's so new, I've forgotten which buttons I need. Hold on, guys, let me think of it out. So, right, you've heard of, well, the stream that we're doing currently is very passive. We're pointing to the night sky, just looking to see what may or may not be up there. Hopefully we can get some evidence, but we're looking at ways to be more active. We're hearing so much more about this two-way communication, this consciousness connection, this yeah, the two-way nature of the phenomenon, not just, you know, oh, it's travelling by doing its own thing. But yeah, we've got a group looking into the CE5 stuff, that consciousness. But you probably guys have heard of dog whistles there, the idea that there's certain frequencies and tones which may attract the phenomena itself. I mean, even Close Encounters touched in on this. So we've been a while, and it's thanks to somebody in our group that actually kind of got us over the line with this. So where is it here? Over on YouTube, in a second, below me, you'll see the solar wind speed disappear, and there we go, the acoustic signal. So that is basically going to show you the visuals. You'll hear it too, but you'll see the visuals there. You can't see it on the TikTok, not enough screen space. But you'll see the signals come through as we play them. And the idea here is that, you know, with all sorts of various frequencies that the human ear can't hear, but apparently the phenomena can interact with there, and you'll see basically the animations. If I put one on now, I don't think we can hear this one, but look, you can see it going on there. But yeah, we can't hear this one with the human ear. There is also this classic one. There's a bit of a delay on it there. But so the idea is that we can start doing that to be a little bit more proactive with the phenomena. We've got various different ones. They can cycle through prime numbers, various different frequencies related to the phenomena, and hopefully then we can be a bit more proactive, maybe get, encourage them to come in. So that's fresh for tonight, but also it's going to be available to you guys as well. So again, if you're on our Patreon, the free tier works as well. You can go to our website, which should be scrolling up on the screen at various points, and you can create an account with the same email, and so it knows you're not a bot, and then you can get access to the dog whistle that you can do yourself, as long as you've got a suitable pair of speakers that can actually project those more close to ultrasonic tones. So a cheap speaker won't do it, but if you can do that, then you can use your own dog whistle for yourself. You've got the full sensor dashboard and the SETI stuff always on. Whoa there, I didn't even press that one. What's going on with that? Sorry guys, what the hell? Okay, that's a bit frustrating. That is awful quality. Awful quality, guys. Hold on. What is... I can't even adjust that. Right, let me just turn the tracker off, because the tracker's not going to like that. Right, and now let me turn down some of these. I'm going to have to go out and fiddle with that one. Sorry, guys. Oh my god, I can't even see anything now. So that one's up there. Can I get the brightness down? Oh no, it's just even darker. The tracker should be off. Stop when I say stop. Can I get this one down as well? No. Right, okay, give me a second. I'm going to have to fuck around with this. Alan, can you take over?
It's me, Alan, the real star of the show.
I've got it back. Just need to bring it back up for us on the screen. Where's my mouse hiding? It is there, right. Sorry, guys, about that one. Let's change some of the settings. Let's get you down a little bit there. I think it's a little bit better, he says. Maybe a little bit more bright on that one. So right, let's start the tracker again, see if that will have it. No, that's a little bit too sensitive for it there. It's the twinkling. No, it's still a bit too sensitive. There we go. Right, anyway. Where was we? One day we'll get the visuals sorted out, guys. So yeah, we are doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch, but yeah, we've got those features that you guys will be able to access. So yeah, you can enjoy all of that sort of stuff all of the time. Right, I'm going to quickly check out where I was with the tubes. I think there's less there than there was over on the TikTok. Then I'll get back to you, TikTok chat. So guys, do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight, and hopefully I'll get around to you pretty soon. With yeah, into the chat. Where did we get to? Of course, the I was mortified. How would you not? Yeah, it's awful. Chris Leto said the Earth is definitely not flat there. He had constantly adjusted for curvature. So that makes sense to me. Oh, good use of the interactive grid as well. So we've got that one. If you drop the coordinates in of something that maybe the tracker has missed, that could be anomalous there, the interactive grid can highlight, the mods can highlight the interactive grid. And Rendlesham Forest, fucking TikTok chat, stop it. Forest and the Todmorden case are my favourites. I think Todmorden is on our list for the places to do the Skywatches from. Constantly adjust for curvature over liquid. Liquid can curve. That doesn't kind of bother me as one there. The centrifugal force and gravity and things like that. I get some nice bright ones. I think the quality is a little bit better than it was, a little bit. And where are we? Down here. And why, Barry, there? Why don't we all have a meet soon there, as we're all having a lot of clear night skies? It's on our list. It's on our list. There's a couple of little hurdles that I've got for a bigger one. But if you're local enough to Wiltshire or Warminster, we probably will start doing, well, I am going to start doing a little local weird night. So it'll be the UFOs, but it'll be all the other strange stuff. Maybe like a monthly little gathering. Start from there and see if we can build it up there. Down there, I'll meet up on the Silbury Hill. I haven't actually been to Silbury Hill. There's quite a few places locally I haven't been yet. Oh, why did it lose the tracking of that one? Maybe I need to turn the sensitivity up a little bit more. No, it's actually having a soak both ways tonight. Either way, right, but yeah, I haven't done a lot of the local stuff, even though we've been here over a year now. Both Anunnaki brothers were arrogant towards humans, just in a different flavours of evil there. You don't deserve to exist, Enki, equals you can't survive without me. I lean there could be something to those accounts there. And Leroy there, Gordon Cooper testimony about UFOs was incredible. There has been Aldrin, Buzz Aldrin as well. I think there was somebody else that was, you know, again, an astronaut that has, you know, does lean this way. ISS just passing over Canada on your end. That's a bit behind for us now. But the ISS tracker's gone, so we're not going to get another one on stream tonight. And the real Wayne there, they're all here on this side of the world. Good to have you in. Have you seen anything strange then? Because yeah, there's apparently a lot of activity over in your part of the skies there. Darren there coming in, feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Thank you for that one. All right, where did we get through here? The Anunnaki are just similar to the tall greys. Maybe actually. I hadn't put those two and two together for that once. And yeah, very interesting subject that I think, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly right. Lots of cultures talk about, you know, similar stories around the Anunnaki. Good use of the grid as well. So I missed that one. We can zoom in on some good ones. I'm just waiting to see if we get a nice bright one come through. But I do think so. I do think they could be. I'll catch you later, Gandalf, as well. As always, thank you for joining us. And yeah, tougher than Lenny curve. The Dunning-Kruger curve. I'm just being funny. Nathan as well, bottom of the class. Don't have it in me with Discord anymore. Fair enough, Leroy. It took me a long time to get used to it there. And that's why they have to constantly push their bollocks on anyone with ears. I was thinking, what pet conversation are we talking about with that one? No, the teabag. Alien equals ancient, loving, inspiring, eternal neighbours. Possibly. Where do you sit on that? Do you think that they're all going to be like that? Because in theory, there could also be, other planets at our sort of level that may be equally as aggressive as well. So, do you think there is going to be the variability out there? Doug there, do you have the close encounters? You do have, yeah. Oh yeah, we've got that. We've got all the prime number sequences. We've got sweeping things, all the things that people talk about as presets, and we can set them on for various timers. I just need to wire in the speakers that I've got here for the dog whistle. But again, yeah, if you guys are doing your own stuff, you can literally just press the buttons. It's all set up for you there. You just need a decent quality speaker to check that it does the right frequency range. I will be putting a little how-to on the top that will tell you exactly what you need for that one. But other than that, you just plug it in and it should be all right. And Rich, if I get abducted tonight, Sam, I'm blaming you with all the tones. Hold on, where is it? I just kind of want that on a button now. I watched Close Encounters the other day. It's on iPlayer at the minute. Oh, I've got it on the timer now. It's on a minute timer to repeat constantly. Let me just turn that one off and not leave that one on permanently. Oh, boo! What's that? Boo, Ray, me do. The Close Encounters, yeah. I want the big screen with the lights on it. Get your guitar and sing us a song. Was it Pack Your Toothbrush there? Abduction underway. I wonder what Alan thinks of flat earthers there. He's a big part of it. He's nodding his head. He says they're right, actually. The invasion has started there. It's not intellectual property, is it, of like Columbia Pictures, the tones there. I'll have to check into that. I could get a copyright strike. You'd think setting up your equipment in the paddock full of cows would attract them. Anyone remember the cows in the field south? Oh my God, that was out on location live. So guys, occasionally we take this rig on the road and do the old Iron Age hill forts, where locally there has been a lot of sightings over the years, and yeah, we see some interesting things up there. But yeah, there's always something silly that happens to us. And last time it was being chased off there by a herd of cows. So I'll add a moo in there. I wonder what moo is for piss off. There. Do you phone home, Emilio? Only return charges. Alan is... oh, you're asking Alan there. I forgot about that one. He's staring into your soul when we put him on screen. Where are we there? Oh, my God. Looks like my eyes are going tonight. Waste of the tens of thousands spent on his education. I mean, they are related to the Anunnaki. My 75 years, I still don't get it. And Edgar Mitchell, a sixth man on the moon, is the biggest UFO advocate. I've heard that he's big on it. Even old Armstrong wasn't publicly related to public about his appearances, but as soon as he got back, he was in talks to kind of set up very on the quiet, a UFO research group, and then his first mission that wasn't space. Well, as soon as he came back, there was actually hunting for tablets in a cave in South America that are meant to be left by aliens or something. So that's a bit of an interesting one. Put honey on a knife, and when it gets to fall off, what are you going to do to keep it spinning? Where is it there? See, plenty of paranormal there. So much you could use me as bait to lure them in. Real weight. Honestly, we might have to give it a go. Some people are maybe more connected to this. I think there's going to be like an observational and like our human biases are going to come into play to various degrees. If you're not looking, you're not going to see. If you don't have an understanding that these things can exist, you're probably just going to see a strange thing and subconsciously write it off as a UFO, as a satellite, and not be aware of these things. But I don't think that's all at play. I think certain people maybe are more in tune. Maybe they've got heightened senses for these things. Maybe even the bloodline stuff. Maybe there is something of interest to specific people. Not seen Close Encounters, only seen Batteries. Batteries not included. It's a seriously underrated film. I've not seen that since I was a kid, and I actually want to watch that one again. Super Pancake. I've not seen that one. Remember the cow situation? That was funny. The plastic bag situation before that. But we've got some clear skies ahead of us this week, so I'll talk to Pete, see if we can line up another one there. Watch it with a family one day. It was a good film, that. One of the astronauts saw seen a green light on one of the shuttles. They have seen lots of strange stuff up there. We still need to go through the transcripts of the recordings from Apollo. I think AAP was talking about that. So maybe go through them, see what we think about it. Because a lot of the times, like we're on our deep dives, we have done some of these UFO reports. And these are the ones now that we know that the government kind of had a hand. They weren't objective. They got independent scientists in, but they said, look, your job is to find nothing here. But it's really interesting that you read the report and it sounds logical. It sounds fair. It sounds like there is something going on. And then the conclusion is like from something totally separate. It goes, yeah, no, we didn't find anything of interest. It's like, but you just spent the whole report going, all of these things are of interest. So, I think a lot of this stuff hides in plain sight and people just look at the summary. Mac and Me, it rings a bell, but I don't think I've seen it one. Spielberg is a dreamweaver. Hey, has he has he got like, his finger on the pulse? Has he been let into there? What is it with plastic bags and cows? I'm just jumpy. Spielberg. And the new Disclosed Day. That was a good film. I liked it more than I thought. Right, I'm going to quickly bounce back over to the TikTok. It's going to take me a while to get through. I was a few messages behind. It's been piling up there. But Darren, again, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate those. All goes back into the stream. Help us improve on what we do. But let me scroll up, see if I can find where we got to in the chat. Oh my God, where's it gone? We got to Jim, didn't we? Loving the toys. Thank you, R4. That's it. That's when I went on my rant for the toys. For your media course, I need to create a music video there. I've sent the intro. Oh, excellent. I'll have a look at that. What song have you chosen? You revealed your whole face. Hey, there we go. And no more anomalous there. V coming in with the interstellar handbrake turn. That's what we're looking for there. Or Naomi there flashing the edge of B. Oh, that's what the grid was going for. Sorry, guys. I didn't see it at a glance, but maybe it's still happening. Right, B1. Because what we do see right on the edge of B1. So somewhere in this box, we do see anomalous flashing. It doesn't sound particularly sexy, but something that is staying still long enough to flash back to us there once every few minutes. That is very, very, very strange indeed. It takes a lot of energy to sit still. Everything is in motion there. I think earlier on it filtered you out there. You put the gar, but actually the white. And Hull seat as well there. Derby, love it. Have you ever seen anything strange in the skies there? And is the clone still there? You know what? I don't know, Kate. I'll have to check. Maybe not. Maybe she got sent out of the airlock there. Come on, aliens. Exactly, Josh, there. They're coming. They may well be. Or they may already be here. There is information, evidence you could make that case. Outside is fantastic right now. I feel fully rejuvenated after walking around in this heat. I was when I went out to fix the camera earlier. Oh, we got some over here in this box. What have we got over here? Oh, a little faint one there. Good spotting. Yeah, I was tempted to stay outside. Trey as well coming in with the shares. Thank you for that. It is the likes, the shares, the tapping away, all of that jazz that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves. And the more eyes and minds and the old phenomena, the better. So the more we can all piece this puzzle together. You don't know who's going to come in and what experience with the phenomena that they are going to share. That is my favourite bit. I mean, seeing the stuff is cool, but actually hearing how much activity is going on, how often from you guys, is blowing my mind. I mean, we've had people in. Again, my favourite story of recent was a chap that came in only a couple of weeks back who was something to do with communication engineer in the US, I think Air Force or Army, and he was working with some other colleagues up on a big aerial mast, basically quite high up there, repairing it, had all his test equipment, and he and his colleagues all saw a cigar sort of cylindrical UFO sighting. So it's good that not just he saw it, but everybody else saw it. You got that extra confirmation. But also because he had his test equipment there, he had his little portable antenna. He pointed out the thing, and he said he was detecting a data signal that was emitting what looked to him like a data signal from the craft. But very interestingly, it was data, but it wasn't how we would compress and to send and modulate data. So again, you would never get to hear those stories elsewhere. So he says he's got a recording of it, so I hope he comes back in because we want to hear that one. Some paranormal activity shit there. It's aliens messing with your gear. Honestly, there is just, it's beyond the amount of technical issues that we have. We go through phases. It'll just be all at once and then nothing. You're all right. All at once and then nothing. It's either the universe, I've pissed off God, or it's Mercury in microwave. It's the aliens lethal. It could. I'm starting to get more, but the amount of bad luck we have with it there. So guys, just reading through the TikTok chat. I'll be over to the YouTubes in a bit, but do say hello. Let us know where you're all watching from tonight. There, I want to hear from you all. And again, if you've had an experience, would love to hear about that as well. But if you've got any questions, there's no silly questions here. Do ask away, and would love to hear it all. Might take me a minute to get to it there, but yeah, we're doing our live UFO UAP Skywatch live from Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of crop circle country, just down the road from Stone Henge. There, you leave for 6 minutes, you come back, and the screen is white. And everything goes wrong. It's bad luck. Could have possibly. God knows, Oscar. No idea. They're beaming your camera up. Well, as long as they put a better one back, that's what I want there. And Zia as well, how are you doing? Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in. And Alan's taunting me about my T-shirt that he stole again. Did you not find it? Because you said that one of the ferals was acting suspiciously. So I think we might know where it be. We'll have to get you another one out to you. Helen was swearing again, but telepathically. That swear jar's going to be full there. Zia there as well. Could you observe anything unusual? Yeah, we often do. These skywatches are quite fruitful. So on cloudy nights, we do an alien radio signal hunt there, searching for potential messages from ET coming from deep space, where the wow signal was heard and where scientists think those messages most likely place to find them. And that is it's much harder to get a potential alien radio signal. They're getting more common, but they're still very, very rare. But this we do have, normally it was every night we'd get something strange, to various degrees of strangeness, but it was every night. Now we're going for a bit of a dry patch, but late July to August last year was our peak. It was amazing. So we think we're just getting into the season quite before the storm. But yeah, we do tend to see some strange things. In specifically, like these objects here,
Zoom mode
remember
activated.
how to do this. Oh, the tracker's lost it. The tracker is slacking a bit tonight with the new lens. But yeah, see this object here, we need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, change its course or trajectory. That tells us for sure that it's not one of the many man-made satellites flying around up there in space. There's a lot of them, but by that behaviour, we'll know that it definitely isn't. Until it does something strange, though, doesn't mean that it isn't anomalous, just means that we don't have the information to know otherwise yet. Where are we? In there? Beautiful waffle, thank you. And there definitely way more swearing here than a year ago. Yeah, I'm not even trying anymore. I think we need a Starfleet Academy swear box there. I'd be broke. And as it late in there in Anglesey, I've never seen anything like it in my life. A meteor so bright it's split in two, stunning. Oh, I would love to. I've seen some videos online of those really, really big meteorites. Say just not just the flash on screen for a second, but the real big enough to survive for a bit before they burn up. I would love to see something like that. Just how humbling that would be, you versus nature there. As long as it's not too big. And Joseph as well. How you doing there? We are all Earthlings there, floating on this ball of a rock throughout the universe. 100%. How are you doing tonight? And we are not allowed to join the Galactic Federation yet, as our species is too violent. We've got to earn it. We've got to learn. We've got to get there, V. I think we're on the journey. We just got to put in the work. I don't subscribe to benevolent space aliens are going to do the job for us. It's kind of like as a kid wanting your parents to do everything for you when they started to give you chores. Like, I just want them to do it. And it's like, you got to learn to do it. You got to put in the work. It's better for you in the long run there. And Darren as well there, the Anunnaki, if real, are ancient races allegedly coming back from Planet 9. I don't know how specifically true the story. Where's my water gone? Oh, bollocks. So how specifically true the story's going to be. But as an overall, I do find it quite plausible that maybe there could have been some meddling with us there for a while. And Robin there, you do know your tracking equipment doesn't lock on to the UFOs, UAPs. Sorry to break it to you there, Robin. And so why did you say that? And why so confidently? At the minute, it's struggling to lock on to the bloody satellites and stuff. But if we can visually see them, then we can lock onto it there. That is the principle that it's working on. Obviously different shades of that, like it's missed that one right there. But the way it's working is just on visible light, so that's not something they can interfere with. Now if they did want to hide or totally not appear to us, if they've got that ability, which again they're probably quite advanced, so they could definitely do that, I think, if they wanted to. Well, that was a flaring one. Then definitely like that. But if there is visible light, then we can do it. And I could do with getting abducted from some superhuman ladies. Going back to the 70s, all of like, you know, the sexy Venetian warrioresses, is that the word? Coming down there. I'll catch you later, Janie. We'll see you on the other side. Guys, do make sure you're following, subscribed, wherever you are, because we are on pretty much every night. And that way you'll get those notifications, hopefully, when we go live. It should be clear tomorrow. Should we double check? Right, let's have a look. Yeah. No, that one. Oh, yeah. So it should be clear tomorrow night for us to do another Skywatch. So do hang around for that one there. The gnomes were funny. It's just that my brain went to that. I've been thinking about that one later, that I thought it was the gnomes. And I'm like, why didn't my brain go to like the greys? They're meant to be little with like almond-shaped faces and stuff. Like, you know, that would have fitted, but no. What do pancakes taste like? You can't tell me you don't get pancakes up north there. If you shave your hair off when I go to Rendlesham Forest, me and Sam will look the real like aliens. I like that one next. When is the next deep dive? V, it should be next Thursday, I think. I've got it listed for Friday. But it should be next Thursday, actually, because Friday I will be taking the night off for that one. I've got some friends staying over Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and they know that I do this, so they are prepared for most of it, but I thought I won't mess around on Friday with it there. Lee as well, coming in with the follow there. Where are you joining us from tonight there? I need to make a meme of aliens, an alien man saying gnomes. Gnomes. Yeah, okay, actually, that is very good. And I think it's only right that he's wearing a Sainsbury's carry bag as well. Of course. And is it Blondie there? And I love that there is people that believe too there, and I love observing the night sky. 100%. You don't even need the aliens, do you? The night sky is amazing. Nature, even the satellites and things like that, I find absolutely incredible to watch. So bang on with that. And you found the weird corner of the internet with us. Where are you joining us from there, Blondie? Where in the world? And Lee, what are the moving lights? So most of those are going to be man-made satellites. But that's a statistics quick guess there. It's a numbers game. There's a lot of them up there, so most of what we see are going to be them. But anything around up there the most efficient path for things moving, be it a UFO, be it a satellite, is going to be a straight line at a consistent speed. There's not much to avoid up there. So that's going to look very similar to us down here on Earth. But the UFOs can apparently, well, they definitely can. They can do something strange. They can do something that man-made satellites can't do, because satellites are falling to Earth in a big circle. They can't really deviate from that. Their movements are so subtle we can't observe them. So if we see something stopping dead, moving off at speed, changing course or trajectory, that tells us for sure that it is something a little bit stranger indeed. Coloration and flashing are of interest, but they're not as much of a slam dunk there. Alan likes to chew the wires. That's why we had to go wireless. The amount of money we spent on HDMI leads there. Lee there going up good spotting. And if she didn't steal it there, I put it in the safe place. You trust him. I think you need a full trial there. It's in the safe place. We'll have to send you 10. And could someone stop with the lasers there in the sky? Don't want to hit a plane. It does look a bit like Star Wars there. And Nabil as well there, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from there? It is so mesmerising. Oh, honestly, when you get the shooting stars, and we are in season for shooting stars, so it's possible to get some. Yeah, it is just absolutely incredible, especially when it's perfectly aligned just across the whole frame. Nature is amazing there. And which program are we using for the scanning? So it's one we're making ourselves, which is why it gets it wrong, but we are hoping to improve it. The first stage is getting this tracking a little bit more refined, so it gets the alignments correct there. And the second step is getting it to identify which stars are in shot, and therefore we know the position, or the app will know the position, and then it will have the movement of the objects, and then we can overlay for the third step the known satellites that are going by, so we get the labels, what they are, their speed and their altitude and stuff like that. It looks like the real Men in Black for that one. Space Brothers. Wear your kilt too. I don't know if the Men in Black are in kilts. It might get a bit cold by the time we eventually get to Rendlesham Forest there. Can a guy wear suspenders braces with a kilt? Why not? Why not? And Jared there, Space Junk. Space Junk is going to be a big part of it, but the larger stuff, which is what we're going to be able to mostly see, because for it to reflect that light back, it has to have a large enough surface area. Most of the space junk is either going to be, it's all stuff from past launches and things that have failed, and that they're normally not in orbit as much. The smaller stuff is, but that's not big enough to reflect. So in theory we can get the odd bit, but it's much harder for us to see that. We need nice big surface area to get that light to be reflected back to us. But it is a possibility and a consideration, and that's why it has to be, for the slam dunk, for the guarantee that it is anomalous, you got to look for that movement. It needs to stop dead, move off at speed, change its course or trajectory, because at these altitudes we are nowhere near having technology to do that, and there's nothing in nature that does at these altitudes there. And when we do our tour, I have to bring the Yoda, Lola, Grogu, and a Spyro. I haven't even watched those ones. Spyro. I know what Spyro is. Yoda, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know the others. I'm not up on my pop culture. I'm an old man. Where are we over on the tubes? Going to bounce back over here. Where do we get to? We got to that one, didn't we? Oh, where did we get to? Oh, God. Oh, no, now it jumps ahead of me. Just as I find my bloody place. Where was it? There. Oh, was that a flash? Oh, no, it's a thing come up there. Ready for the mothership there. When talking about being tuned into UFOs, etc., I can do those stereogram images in seconds, but it used to take me ages, and it is the same seeing UFOs, etc., where you just get more tuned in and better at it. It's a practice, isn't it? I imagine it's a skill to be learned. The same way of building muscle in over the gym, and I always make this mistake in life. I go, right, I know the theory, so I must know it, but I can know that lifting a weight repeatedly is going to allow me to lift heavier weights. My muscle slightly tears, it heals, it gets stronger, but you still got to go really do the thing. I always forget with those ones. And if that is a typo there, I should explain image speed typing on the phone. What is a stereogram? Is that a magic eye image? Oh, good question. I always thought it was trying to get the... Oh, actually, no, I think I'm wrong on that one. Yeah, what is it? And what humanity could learn from ETs there? Well, this, you think, probably a hell of a lot. But would they tell us, or do we have to earn it? Is there some knowledge that's just dangerous? Definitely if we're talking about technology. If ET come along and went, right, humans, here is an infinite energy box, right? Just plug in your world to it and you're fine forever. Infinite energy is, can be used for powering, all this stuff can be used for, making food, heating your homes, whatever it is, but it can also be used to go boom. So I think we need to earn it. We need to, get used to the toys we have at the level that we have them now. It'd actually be probably the worst thing for us if they did that. Can you imagine going back in time and giving the kings and queens like nuclear weapons? Boom, gone. That would have been a very different world. Still, I cannot find In Orbit. The background soundtrack needs the title. That is the title. I don't know who the thing is, but that is the actual track is called In Orbit. And did you update your user interface? Witness, how are you doing there? It's managing tracking. In fact, it is. So, Witness, you haven't been in a few nights. Yes, so we've got the tracker on there. It's doing a lot better than it has. We've got to update it to keep improving it. But we've also got our flight radar on screen as well. So if we do get a sighting and we go, is that a plane? We want to confirm. We can bring it up in real time for you guys to see if there's anything. There's nothing in the area at the second. We've also got, because it's toys, it's Christmas at the minute there at Witness. So we've also got this back, which we had it over last winter. We won't have it on screen much now because we want to make sure we're seeing the night sky, but it is the Starship Alan. So all of our Patreons there, even the free tier, you get to populate the ship with Alan, and you can see you guys running around doing all of your chores. I need to put the room names on there actually. So yeah, but we want to see the night sky tonight, so yeah, you'll automatically populate there if you're on our Patreon. Sadly, YouTube members, it won't let us get the data for that one, but we are working on it. And we also have as well, can I turn on this one? This is today's one. So turn it on. We are also able to use our own UFO dog whistle now, and if I just play now, obviously this is an audible tone that we can hear as humans, but we've got plenty of ones that you can't, but you'll see that little box moving to know that we are playing those tones. But as an audible one, as you can see it there alive. So yeah, we've got that. We can be a bit more active with our hunt. GTA 6 better have aliens in it. Apparently there's like all sorts of alien lore in 5. But yeah, hijack a UFO. And Super Pancake there. I always imagined if they really wanted to let us know they're here, they would turn one of our satellites 180 degrees and send it back to us. There are many ways, subtle ways that you can do it. That could be one of them. And strange things do happen to our satellites quite often. But they did theorize it's a Bracewell probe, as one of these scientists and engineering was, came up with the idea that, look, how would you, if you put a probe in orbit, if you saw a planet, a distant planet that had life on it there, maybe early life, and you wanted to monitor it to see if it got advanced, if it got intelligent, how could you do that? We said, well, you put a probe in orbit around that planet, and then you would get it to listen out for radio signals, because radio is a technology that's actually very early on in the tech tree. It's quite accessible and quite efficient. And if you heard a non-organic, because radio is also natural, a technological radio signal, you could then wake up and repeat that signal back down to them. Because how do you communicate with somebody if you don't know the language, you can't study it? Well, you just mimic there, because that behavior would be immediately anomalous to the user. If they heard their signal come back to them, they know it's got to be technology if it's bouncing it back, and it's what we do in the zoo. When you go see the animals, you mimic their behavior to try and go, look, I'm talking to you, we don't share a language, but if I wave, if I copy your movements, maybe they'll click. And that is actually something that we have observed. We do get these strange radio echoes. They call them long delay echoes, which we don't know what it is that's bouncing that signal back to us, but it does appear to be at the correct distance to be in what's called a Lagrange point. So that is one of the rare places in space where the mass of large objects like the moon, the sun and Earth, they kind of cancels each other out in between all of those, and it's like a parking spot in space. So you don't have to worry about constantly adjusting your orbit and not burning up. You can just put something there over a very, very long period of time, and it seems like maybe people are getting messages from it. So could well be happening there. Party all night long until the cows come home. They chased us off, didn't it? What's that one there? Is there a way you could use a long exposure lens? So, sorry, it just jumped ahead of me now. Where did we get to? Where did it get to? Sorry, guys, it's fighting the chat. Always jumps ahead. So, yes and no. Like, there are lenses that let in more light quicker, in a sense, and I am looking at some of those. But the way this camera, because we're doing video, it's actually quite slow, hence why you're kind of seeing some of the stuttering or with it there. If you saw me walk past, it'd actually look a bit stop motion, because we're making sure those frames of video are as long exposed as possible to let in as much light to see more. So there's more refinement we can do, but yeah, probably not a vast amount more. But I have got my eyes as always on extra bits of kit for that. I missed a shooting star. Damn it, I missed that one. And do you think you could get a David Fraser on a podcast? Oh, Leroy, I've been thinking about this. Honestly, I haven't done anything podcast related, before. Anything pre-recorded in that sense, because I'm not sure what I add to the debate. I don't know any more than any of you guys. I'm definitely not any smarter there. So, what would I be adding to that? It'd just be another podcast in amongst all of the others. But I did start to have an idea. There's somebody I quite like following, is a psychologist. And he has people on his podcast. But it isn't for other people. He just gets people on that he finds interesting, and he just tries to prod and poke around their argument and their theories to just try and understand it more. It's a very genuine way. And sometimes he gets people on that are very counter his theories. And that's anomalous. Hold on, yeah. So I might do something based on that. I'm early days in that one. Stereogram is the it is the Magic Eye pictures. There. I'll catch you later, Rachel, for that one. And right now, this is interesting, guys. Look at the movement here, because we thought this could possibly be lens, but look at the tracker. It's going below now, whereas over here it's going above the straight line. Oh bollocks! It lost it. I'm going to clip that. Now, we had something similar last night, but that is very strange, because if you think about it, these things can slightly curve because they're curving around, so it's not exactly a straight line, but it can't curve in and curve out, and it can't do a wobble like that. That's not how it works. So that is actually anomalous there.
Anomalous object.
I need to do some more research into that to make sure it's not something silly. But V, they're coming in with the gifts. Thank you for those. All goes back into the stream. That is actually a little bit strange. Right, let's have a look. Where do we get to into the chat? Oh, that was a flash, I think, right in the middle of the screen there. See if that one happens again. Flash is right bang in the middle. That one was. I can't get my cursor down there in time. Sorry, around here. Is that right on the line, maybe, of that? All right, where did we get to? Where are we? I need to watch Close Encounters now, Leroy. 100%. I wanted to watch it again. It just appeared there, so I'm like, all right, I've got to watch. I think it's yesterday. Sorry. Get going, you Marby Crank. What's that? Where are we? Sam Walton has to say a good night. It's there. From a proper sleep. I'll catch you later there, Living Light. And aliens start throwing beer cans back at us there. Yeah, what's the alien equivalent of, like, you know, when your mate passes their driving test at 17 and they're doing donuts in a home-based car park at 2 in the morning in their Nissan Micra they got from their nan? You know, what's the alien equivalent when they get their UFO license? Let's come to Earth and do some donuts, and that's where we get the crop circles from. It's still short on investigating the beer teleporter. They seem to just disappear fine and never reappear, though. All right, I'll be on it. We'll figure this one out. Salmon plastic bags, I know. And Real Wayne there. I've seen a UFO buzz a satellite through the field scope, and it passed so close behind it to disturb its trajectory, tilt it. It seemed to settle down in its own turbulence. That is interesting. I've not heard those interactions. I've seen the videos from the 50s when they were testing the ICBMs, and you see the thing flying, and the UFOs are just darting around it. It almost looks fake, but it's real US Army footage. They're interacting and affecting. I think they blew up the ICBMs there. Where are we? Down here. Going on type strikes. It's not working for you there. Where are we? Exactly, Amelia. Oh, just got my license. Let's go probe some humans. Exactly. I mean, that's how Alan ended up here. Right, where did we get to in the TikTok chat? Let's bounce over to you first. Where did it go? Where did we get to? You were here. Thank you there, V. And Living Light. Thank you for feeding Alan.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for that one there. And Lee there, they look like they are going fast, too fast to be satellites. I mean, things go ridiculously fast, don't they, up there in the night sky? Like, is it 17,500 miles an hour for the ISS? But speed could be an interesting one. I think without getting like a radar measurement of it, right, then we won't be able to confirm it. But Lee, that could be an interesting angle. Hopefully, though, we are going to be able to start to identify and label them, so we can just filter out the ones go, right, these aren't labelled, they could be anomalous. Because to be fair, most of the time, if a UFO would be flying over, it's going to go in a straight line, isn't it? And it's going to be at a consistent speed. It's going to have to avoid or change for. That's going to be the most efficient path between 2 points. So we will be missing some of them there. Is it altitude that dictates speed? So not strictly, but as a really, really rough rule of thumb, yeah. So if you imagine, they're not all going at the same speed, but they're kind of close to each other most of the time. So if you imagine if they're all going 10,000 miles an hour, right? That 10,000 miles an hour at this speed going around the Earth, right? And then you've got 10,000 miles going around that it's going to take a lot longer because it's a wider orbit, so it's going to look slower to us. So as a rule of thumb, that can be as well there. You're awake down there. Be prepared for alien recovery and remote viewing. I have to get you a dashboard X. A stereogram was a 1960s home music equipment. That's what I was thinking it was, like in that line, Joseph. But apparently Magic Eye is part of it, which makes sense though. Stereo 2, visit, you know. And how do we connect our Patreon? So X. All you got to do is, if you're on the Patreon there, you got to go to our website, which is www.thethingufo.live. And then there in the top right is a login button. That takes you to a login page. You've got to go hit the sign up button at the bottom. You obviously won't straight be able to log in until you've signed up. So it's a bit of a pain. So click the sign up button, use the same email as your Patreon, and then give it a second, and normally you'll be able to log in and it will be able to check with you, and then it will load up the sensor dashboard with as I said, you'll be able to use the dog whistle yourself. You'll be able to view our SETI radio display there, so you can look for alien radio signals all the time. The sensor dashboard with all of the Schumann resonance and all the other things that we monitor, solar index, solar wind speed, so all that sort of jazz. Even the flight radar is up on there now as well, and then you can also do your edits to your character for the Starship Alan and view it yourself at any time there. And TB there, we have unlimited energy sources. In its water there, we just need to know how to use it without being dead. That's a very good point there. I mean, the tracker is playing up a little bit tonight, but I think it's to do with the camera has just been changing its brightness and its struggles in different levels there. What does a pancake taste like? Mine. was going to say my arse there, but you've tasted a pancake there. And Charlie, you just saw one. You've got to tell us more, Charlie. If you're still in, please, hopefully you are. Tell us more there. What did it look like? Was it a shaped craft there, classic saucer, or a light in the sky moving enormously there? And Jay-Z Prime, thank you for the follow. Good to have you in. Where are you joining us from? You may need a parking spot when you get the Scooby-Doo van. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm looking at vans and I'm getting ideas. I'm not even allowed to drive at the minute, so it's a bit pointless at the second there. And Cowboy J there, what are UAPs? That is the ultimate question. I think it's good that we're in a place now where it is recognised as a phenomenon. There is something strange that nobody knows what it is. They've not even got any close ideas. But what actually is it? Are they all the classic extraterrestrials coming from, all these different stars visiting us here? There's a good level of plausibility. There might even be a lot of evidence to point towards that. But I think the phenomena itself is so strange. It's probably going to be a few different things there. So maybe it's that. The plasmoids is a good answer that I like for this. So the idea that sentient balls of plasma, which people have called ball lightning in the past, but it's these big balls of plasma caught in a magnetic field that seem to be acting in ways that looks like they're intelligent. They're displaying actions. They're interacting with their environment, potential reproduction there, all of that, responding to stimuli. And people are studying this now. And it's been the conclusion of a few government reports that, that's a little bit too sensitive. A conclusion of a few government reports that actually maybe they need to look into a little bit more of that. So it could be, there could be a lot of answers there. Extra dimensional angles here. Maybe we're seeing, not the full object, but the part of it that we can see in our 3 dimensions. But actually, maybe it's a 4 or 5 dimension object. So it's an endless question, but it's a fascinating one there, Cowboy. Have you got any ideas there? Ethan, ever seen aliens? So I haven't. A few of you guys have come in and just claimed to have had those experiences, or I find fascinating. But no, we've seen strange lights in the sky. We've seen very strange lights in the sky and stuff like that, doing various different things. But I have not come close enough to see the physical, saucer shape, the rivets on the vehicle, not that I have them, or the beings themselves. Exactly, V. Where are we down there? And Lee there, do you think that the Earth is flat? So I don't, but I am open to people trying to convince me. I'm always conscious that, to the rest of the world, us UFO lot look like the flat earthers to us. So I don't want to be rude, and I'm always open to hearing other ideas, even if I don't lean that way myself. At the moment, I haven't heard a convincing argument yet, but again, look, the way that we do with knowledge is that, at some point, we can't check everything for ourselves. At some point, we take somebody's word for something there. And that's how humanity progresses. We build upon layer upon layer upon layer. But it doesn't mean that we've got things 100% correct, and sometimes doesn't mean we've got certain parts of it correct at all. So I'm very conscious that I don't know the details. I rely on a lot of other scientists saying, well, of course it's not flat because of this and because of that, and we can measure this. But I'm taking their word for it, and science have been very wrong in the past about things as well. So I would find it very unlikely that I would believe, but I'm open to people sharing their opinions around that as well. And Dear as well, thank you for the follow. And Kerbal there. Should humans be made aware of what's here? I think so. I think the way that we do it, it could be the question there. I think we should be eased in. I felt like we were starting that journey with the initial releases from the US. It did feel like that could be happening. But I think whatever reality is, we need to know. Reality has a nasty habit of biting you in the arse, so the longer you leave it, the more of a problem it is. I don't buy the arguments that, religions would collapse and all this sort of stuff. I mean, depending on what that reality is, if it's we're aliens experiment and they're bored of us and they're going to end the experiment, well, of course that's going to cause upset. But if there is distant life and we're aware that it's visited us once or twice, that's very different there. Or maybe there's life on a distant planet and we can detect the signals, but we can't communicate with it. They're all different versions, and the more it affects people in their day-to-day life, the more of a problem it can be. But people used to believe back, in the turn of the 1900s, into the 1800s, 1900s there, it was commonly held belief that Mars and Venus, right next to us, the planets either side of us in the solar system, were occupied by humanoid intelligent life. They believed that quite strongly, and they thought they were detecting their radio signals. They thought they could see through the telescope's canals, Martian-made canals on the surface of Mars. They were convinced of it. So, and that was an arguably more religious time, and they were fine with that. It didn't cause any upset or disruption. So I think we could survive, but it's kind of how you do it, isn't it? There, and I've never watched before. But have you ever seen or found anything there? Thorwood as well. Good question there. Good to have you in. Where are you joining us from? So yes, we have. Now, what those things are still up for debate, but we can filter out man-made aircraft, drones, satellites, space junk, things like that. There are various filters that we can use. It's not necessarily easy, but there are certain things that we can detect that do put those things aside. Same for shooting stars and natural events as well. Now, what we're left with is anomalous, and it's recognised by militaries as anomalous and certain governments as anomalous. But what is it, ET Woman as it goes by? I don't know. But it is very, very strange. Now, the more anomalous it is, the rarer it is, but we have seen it on a good 4 or 5 occasions as we've been doing this now. Really slam dunk, cannot explain that behaviour. But then there's more of a middle road where your gut goes, that looks strange. I mean, look at the, you get a feel for what they all look like flying around there in the night sky. And you see them through different seasons. There's a lot of variation in brightness, speed, size, all that sort of stuff, flashing and all that sort of jazz. But you do get a feel for it, and every now and again you'll see a unique one, and you go, technically that could be. It's going in a straight line. It's reflecting that light back. It could technically be man-made, but it's probably more of a limit of how we're collecting the data as being the issue. There, and Gareth Briggs there, abduct. Well, I haven't been abducted yet as far as I'm aware, but that's one of the rarer accounts, and now maybe because it's more of a personal and sometimes a bad experience of people that they don't share it as much, but we have lots of people come in that have various sightings and experiences like that, but abductions is very rare. It does happen though. Tuning in from the UK, very, very welcome in. Well, we're coming to you from the UK as well. So we're live from the heart of Crop Circle country, Wiltshire in the UK, just down the road from Stone Henge as well. But this little town had its own UFO flap here back in the 60s and 70s. Really, really strange. It went on solid for 10 years. It wasn't like one sighting, then a few years later another. No, it was solid for 10 years, every weekend. People would travel absolutely internationally to have experiences with the phenomena. It's incredibly, incredibly strange, what went on here. All facets of the phenomena as well. Landings, abduction, crashes, missing time, dead animals, all that sort of stuff like that. A level is flat and a laser is flat. Oh yeah, well, that is true. Where are we there? Lee is why is the map not watching at the top and the bottom there? What's the map not matching the top and the bottom? What do you mean it's not matching? Not matching at the top of the bottom. Not sure. Oh well, let me have a look on the TikTok. The alignment there. So this is what happens. Basically, the tracker, we're building it ourselves, so it's not perfect. So basically what it's meant to do is highlight the movement. That's when you see the white target, as it's trying to do there. It draws the line of where the object has been, the white line behind it. Then when it's confident it can predict its target, you'll get a green, it'll go green, and you get the dashed predicted line. And the idea is that satellites, or if it's going in a straight line at consistent speed, it's probably a satellite, and we can't say otherwise. We don't have the evidence. It's not giving us evidence to say otherwise. So we go green, we pay it no attention or pay it less attention there because it's probably not anomalous. And the idea is it goes red if there is something that is anomalous, and moving away from the line is anomalous. The problem is that the tracker still doesn't get it quite right some of the time. And Gina as well there, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? Where are we over on the tubes? TikTokers as well. Remember, you don't actually get a really good experience of the show, so it's probably worth checking this out over on TikTok, on YouTube, sorry, at The Thing UFO. It looks like this. There's less of my face, more of the sky, all sorts of other contextual analysis going on. It's also a little bit more stable as a platform, so definitely check that one out. Where did we get to? Sorry, guys. Oh, Armour, for some reason it's filtering that message, so I can't see it. Might have to reword it there. And where are we? Down there in Hitchhikers, they call them teasers. They are spotted rich kids with nothing better to do, who cruise around the galaxy looking for uncontacted planets, landing on isolated spots and strutting about. But, stuff like that could go on. I am a big fan of the idea that, all of our culture could be based on all the different cultures there, but on this cargo cult, the idea that we experienced something, we experienced a visitation that we couldn't quite wrap our heads around, and we've been trying to interpret it ever since. Just going to be thinking that you never hear an alien with a pair of glasses on, or a hearing aid, or a Zimmer frame, or a prosthetic leg, or something. They are very sterile. There are lots of things, about them that it gives us a clue. The fact that these things are so consistent, just like that, What's it tell you? Either they're biological robots, and when they start to foul, they just get rid of them, get a new one, or they've got the technology to heal it, or maybe they don't get ill in the first place for some reason there. Speaking of rope viewing there, any experience with that? So I don't personally, but we are you on our Discord, Living Light? Because you might interest our C5 group over there. But I don't. I've heard a bit about it, and I find it interesting. There is a statistical, correlation with it. Things do... what was it? Was it 18 or 30%? It was more than chance, basically. There is something to it. Aliens are boring. They haven't done anything to us yet. Maybe they have. Definitely not going to Sam's on Shrove Tuesday. Yeah, they'd be pretty rough ones. And I was looking for UFOs. Was following the satellite until I realised what it was. Then I seen the UFO come from below. It didn't see where it went, and I got the feeling that they knew someone was watching. Lots of people talk about that. The fact that there does seem to be that two-way connection. Now, whether it's as soon as you get the camera out, they fuck off, or maybe you record a video and it doesn't save, or it's there and then immediately gone. There's some sort of that they do have an awareness, apparently. I think just preventing us from a nuclear catastrophe. Maybe they are the hands off. They're the parent in the room, letting us make our mistakes and learn our lessons, but just stopping us, as a good parent should do, from making a mistake you can't get back from. They'll let you fall off your bike, but hopefully they won't let you ride your bike into traffic. Did anyone ask Travis Walton about probes? Probably been asked. Just no, shuts it down. When we have a lunar eclipse there, it's not shadowing the moon with a flat Earth. That could be an angle, yeah. And why do you all think the Earth is flat there? And do you think that the photos have been manipulated? And where do you think the end would be? So I've got lots of questions around it. I haven't really got some good ones on that. It always comes down to a point of like, well, do you believe this scientist or do you not? It goes down to interpretation. And at the minute, I have more faith, which is surprising considering in the science than some of those. And what if it's just pareidolia? Sometimes our brains are really good at finding familiar shapes, faces, or patterns in things that aren't actually there. And it could just be, and our minds make sense of it. 100% that goes on. 100%. And there's going to be a good degree of it in anything that we're analysing there and trying to account for it as best as possible. But it is going to be something that, to a degree, puts us on the back foot. But sometimes it is that pattern recognition that we can help see things. Hello from the Netherlands, Emilio. Anyway, everything is just a simulation program. The real one, I've heard that one. I'm interested by it, but I lean probably more to the universe is probably just more computational in nature. That's why it looks like a simulation. But there are some very interesting arguments for it. I will give it that. And to Theodore, hello from England. Good to have you in as well. Where are we down there? The Earth is flat. Is funny. I don't think it's. I don't think it's round. I don't think it's flat. But I'm willing to entertain alternate ideas. One of our planet's greatest mystery is how many caves remain undiscovered there, particularly those that are of neither natural or artificial origin, and for what reason they exist. You know what? That's not one thing I've seen. A lot of artificial caves or signs of mining. That's not a rabbit hole I've come across, but I'd like to know more there. And Flat Earth equals Operation Mockingbird. Where are we there as well? Good morning, Emilio. Ravens could be aliens. Old Spielberg thinks the animals are used, aren't they, to keep us calm, make us think we're that. Say puppets in Mockingbird. And I like the DMT laser thing there. I'm interested by that. DMT is an interesting one. Do you think do you all think God is ET? So that is interesting. I won't say 100%, but I do think that I won't fully rule out the existence of an overall creator, although I don't necessarily lean that way myself. Like I I don't need like a conscious in of itself creator to have changed all these things, decision making. But, you know, it could be possible, what do I know there? But I do think there's a high possibility of us interpreting ET as gods, you know, because anything that is so far advanced from us, that's, you know, where you're going to go to, isn't it there? So I think that could be a possible explanation for part of it there. It's just code that randomizes the experience. And deja vu, a person's brain can make an auto stereoscope by other facts there. See something that looks 4D, who knows? Oh, I can't get my head fully around that one, but lots of different things. Exactly, who knows though? Like, we do know whatever reality is, if there is one reality, if there is some objective reality for us all to agree on, again, if that might be the wrong way of thinking about the universe there, it's going to be a lot stranger than we know and that we perceive. Who's to say that we have got all the processing power to fully conceive of what that may be? Even if an alien come down and went and told us it, could our brains process that? Could we get our head around it? There, and Barry is at 432 megahertz. What's the 432? What's on 432? Where are we? Down here. Going to Iceland there. I'm originally from the UK. Iceland, very, very cool. I had a friend that lived out there for a couple of years. Phenomenal place. I've never been myself though. I bet you've got fucking awesome skies. Have you ever seen anything strange in that? What's the UFO culture like in Iceland? Is it not something that interests them, or are they open to it? There. Thank you, V, for the you are here and for the stickers there. I do love those. Some people call it the great architect of the universe. There's definitely many ways to interpret these things, and that's why I think it's fine for other people to be taking a stab at the same problem. You know, more brains, more computational power on it there. You never know who's going to crack it, and I don't think one person's going to crack it individually. It's going to be all taking a chip separately. And I think aliens are autistic, come to say hello. That's a very, very big rabbit hole to go down, but it is an interesting one, Leroy. A very interesting ones there. Because again, I don't think we have a very good understanding of what, you know, autism and a lot of those things actually are. There again, I have this feeling that, you know, a lot of the time the specialists tell us the kid version of things because, hey, we ain't got time to know and do all of the work. But the problem is then we go and act as if they are true in the world, and, you know, the same way as if your child never updates the adage of, you know, all adults to be trusted. You know, that's going to cause problems when they're an adult in life, isn't it? So it's hard to comprehend the chat, but you really do try. Fair play. Thank you there, Nathan, a clever guy. Oh, I'm definitely not. I'm literally just repeating your things there. I do try, but when it gets hot, it gets to be a challenge to remember it all there. Good egg. I like the egghead. It's peanut shaped, actually, if I did the side profile. That's why I have to shave my hair, because I think I've said this before in the stream, but if I have any haircut, look, my head is bulbous, it sticks out towards the top, so I just look like a fucking Lego man. If I have any hairstyle, it looks like you've clipped it on, which was very distressing as a teenager there when I wanted fashionable hair. Lots of activity still on screen. A UFO I filmed, a phone overheated, switched off, and threw it on the grass, and the battery was fried there. Installed a new battery, all data corrupted, except the UFO footage was stuck in limbo. Then it saved it, so you still got the footage off of it, but that is a little bit too convenient there, isn't it? You know, that all of that happened at the time, you know. There, I think it's just the reason we haven't locked this into what things the phenomena is. It's just data collection. We just don't have enough data sensing all of the time. It's all, you know, it's going back to the early days. Can't talk about type for that matter. Well, I can't type. That's why I'm doing this. And have you ever saw send vibrating on metal plates there, the different frequencies, intricate patterns emerge? Yeah, what is that called? I always forget, but it's really, really interesting, isn't it? Certain sound vibrations, certain frequencies will do consistent patterns. So if you leave, you know, sand, salt, dust, whatever it is on a metal plate, and you vibrate it to a certain frequency, you get these really intricate repeating patterns on there. Really, really cool. A strong head to hit the wall with. I've been hit a few times. We only use 13% of our brain there. Imagine it if you could use the other 87%. I don't know. I'm already stressed as it is. All just for entertainment reasons. Exactly. When I go bald, I want to look like you, Leroy. Thank you, Leroy. But this is bald through choice. My hairline is still there. Look, it still comes down to there. I've still got a hairline. That's the one thing genetically I'm all right with. Problem is, it's all fucking grey. I went grey at 16. So you can see it a bit in the beard. Well, yeah, most of the beard's grey as well now. 100% to pretend to use 13%. Yeah, definitely work. I got so hot there, I thought it would catch fire. I did lose baby. Oh no, there! I'll never get back there. Yeah, I posted the footage on YouTube. Oh, wait, I'll have to tag us in it or something so I can see that. But so it could be something to do. That reminds me like the Carrington event. There, it's basically it was a solar flare. You know, charged our atmosphere. Normally we get the ionosphere. Normally that gets just dispersed as a what they call it, the northern lights, basically. But if it's strong enough, it can still burst through, and that just basically energizes the atmosphere. Anything conductive can receive electronic charge. And back in the day, there wasn't much technology, but the telegraph wires were, you know, they were electrified again. Even if they cut them off, they were still powered, and so it was still working. And a lot of the equipment kind of set fire to itself. So it kind of reminds me of a very similar thing like that. Maybe that's what they're using, some sort of energy beam, and it was overheating the circuits. Yeah, and imagine doing that to yourself there. I tell you, the first day I actually went bald, right, was because I was getting the missus to shave my hair. Like, I couldn't get do behind my ears, and she'd never done it before and didn't realise you needed like the guide on with it there like that. So she just went, "Buh," and I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So and then it had to all come off, and then it stayed. Oh, genetically bald. We're more streamlined. I tell you what, I go for a lot of hats though. Oh, the super shit hair, like I really do. Grey's coming, I don't mind there. But at 16, it wasn't what I wanted. It's now that they're working their way down. I can see them in the chest, and they're slowly going south. Mind blowing. I've been bald since the early 20s. My beard's getting grey. I mean, mine's mostly grey now. The moustache somewhere is still holding strong, but a lot of this is grey. Saves money. It really does, actually. I was ahead of it before the old COVID haircuts come in. I was doing it myself. 20 quid for a haircut. Oh my God, no. Get yourself a pair of shavers and sit down once a week in your pants. There you go, some lovely mental images for you there. I'll catch you later, V. Thanks as always for being a good sport and helping out with the grid there, modding. Catch you on another night there. In fact, yeah, I'm coming off now as well because we're on a little bit longer than always, the normal there. And I'm going to be a good boy and try and get up in the morning there. Artificially bald. I like it. It's from my own choice. I'm doing it on my own terms. I've not fired, I've quit. I've cut my hair, I'm not bald. Maybe I'll have to get a membership there so I don't do internet banking to have to use the temp card, see what I could do. Well, Wayne, never any stress there, and never any requirement to do it. But if you do want to, we would massively appreciate it. It all goes back into the stream. So hopefully it's going to get us on our way to a Rendlesham Forest soon as well. To do a live Skywatch from there. But I'm going to check in and repeat, see if we can do a live Skywatch somewhere closer this week. But it'll always be a last minute thing for those. I'm not sure about our chances, but hey ho, we'll do it. Last minute run through of everything. Shall we quickly see, before we come off, we've got any planes in the area? No planes in the area. Should we check in to see who is on the Starship, Alan? Can't see which rooms you're. I need to add the room labels to that. It's going to be my first job tonight when I come off the street. Make sure we display the room labels. But yeah, if you want to get yourself on there, you get on the old Patreon. Even the free version gets you on the Starship Alan there. It also gets access to all of the other stuff there. Gillette, your best friend. I'm too lazy for the Gillette. I'll just buzz it over. And I'll catch you later there, Rich, as well. So, guys, last chance to give us a follow or a subscribe. We're going to be coming off now for the night there. But we'll be on tomorrow night, hopefully a Skywatch again. So make sure you're following, get those notifications when we go live. But, yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow night, guys, there. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for your support. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for your awesome questions and all of that sort of stuff. Typos excluded. Don't worry about the typos, it's fine. There is a white grasshopper in my house there. I thought it might be a friendly praying mantis there. Oh my God, no, that's creepy. They come in this time. But yeah, thank you guys again. You're awesome, and we'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye bye.